Ako pala may kasalanan. Sorry mo yun. Ako pala may kasalanan. Oopsie. Okay, so you guys can see it here in my presentation. Please send me a thumbs up if you guys can see it on our chat box. If everybody can see my presentation, okay, thank you so much, my listeners. All right. So as always, my name is Manuel De Leon. I will be your rationale person for today. So I'm not a lecturer. I'm more so a person who just created this exam for you guys, so that you guys have some sort of explanation whether or not you passed the exams. I'm here to congratulate you kasi nasurvive niyo ang MTL at histopath and cytopathologic techniques. Okay? All right. With that in mind, let's start with our live kemean talaga, no? Charing. Hindi kemean. Ano man tawag? Ano bang gagawin natin? Hang on a sec. Ang pangit ng presentation niya sa ano. Ang pangit mo yun, no? Hindi niyo nakikita, no? Sa live. Parang putol, no? Oo. Wait, ayusin natin. Paano ko nga ba to ayusin? Ayan. Lagyan natin ng ano. Ayan. Tsaka naman. Sabihin, Word file lang, sir. Wala ka nang ibang magamit. Wala akong ano, hindi ko siya pwedeng, walang time, girl. Like, nobody got time for that. Okay, so let's start with our discussion. We have 14 pages to breeze through on a span of 3 hours. So let's go one by one. Mapapansin nyo, every 5 questions, nagbabago ang subject para syempre malito kayo. Hindi, joke lang. Ganun yung sinabi ni Sir Marco kasi sa akin. 50 items histopath and cyto and 50 items MTLB and lab management. Okay? So, may mga lab management questions ako. Parang 2 or 3 nilagay ko. Just to refresh your memories, class. Let's start with number 1. Which of the following is not a function? Lagyan natin ng underline. And purposefully nilagyan ko talaga, hindi ko talaga siya nilagyan ng italicized, capital letter, yung ibang ganyan. And because I want you guys to practice reading comprehension, because historically we have a problem with some of our students. Sir Marco can attest to this. They don't read the questions that much. The question is not hard. Sometimes it just requires you to read the question. So I purposefully did not add underlines. I didn't put it as italicized, or I didn't even put an underline into some of these how negative I don't know what exactly these kinds of questions are called, but these are more or less like testing traps. So we usually trap students here with the terminologies, proper terminologies na ginagamit namin. And this is an example of this. So if you didn't read it properly, you might have gotten the wrong answer and would have selected all of the above. But the question was, which of the following is not a function of the Board of Medical Technology? Obviously, the Board of Medical Technology, their function has something to do with the registration of professionals. Hence the term board exam, Board of Medical Technology, board licensure, right? So anything that has something to do with those things is the function of the Board of Medical Technology. So they do this, yes. They administer board examination twice a year. They do not propose anything that has something to do with the education of future medtechs. So this is supposed to be your answer. So who does this, by the way, class? This is done by the Council of Medical Technology, or the COMT. Okay? All of the above is obviously a wrong answer because these two A and B, both A and B belongs to the Board of Medical Technology, and this one is more on the Council of Medical Technology. So obviously this isn't the correct answer. All right, we have a case presentation on this one, and I remember I mentioned to you guys, that you have to think like lawyers, right? Did I mention that, Moyo, last time? Right? You have to think like lawyers when you answer questions for medtech laws, because some of my questions are case analyses that sometimes legal counselors would often look at. And this is one example of those things. Okay, this is an example of those. Very good example, by the way. So, a case presentation. Mr. Paddy Dichoso graduated BS Chemistry in 1945. Take note of the date. Let's put an underline on that one. He started working as a laboratory assistant that same year, 1945. He has worked his way up the laboratory career ladder to be the clinical chemistry head for many years. Unknown kung kailan. Alright, hanggang kailan? Upon hearing the promulgation of RA 5527, lalagyan natin, kailan ba siya? When was RA 5527 promulgated? Anybody? Can anybody answer? Raise your hand if you can answer the question. When was RA 5527 promulgated? Amanda? 1969. Can you tell me which specific date, Amanda? I remember telling you guys, remember one date in particular because most of my questions will be. So it was 6/21, 1969. Okay? So obviously, it has been a long time since he's been working. But let's continue on. He opted to make the things official by registering to be a medical technologist. According to the law, what would happen to Mr. Paddy Dichoso's case if he applied now, meaning it's 2024, assuming he has found the secret to long life? Sir, may mga ganyan bang question? Yes, theoretical question. This has something to do with theoretical questions. Thought experiments, kumbaga ang tawag doon. So if he has found the secret to long life, meaning he has lived from 1945 to 2024, that would make him somewhere around 90 years old or 80 to 90 years old. So obviously he hasn't had the problem because he has found the secret to long life. What would happen to him? Answers. He would have to take the RMT board examination since he graduated BS Chemistry. He is exempt from taking the RMT board examination since he is considered as a war hero as he has served the Philippine government during the Second World War. He cannot take the RMT board examination since he did not graduate BS Medical Technology or Public Health. He is exempted from taking the board examination since he has been working in the laboratory for many years before the promulgation of RA 5527. Who here knows the answer? Or let's go and see how many of you guys answered correctly. Everybody in the class, can you type in your answer to that question? Class, matagal-tagal tayong magkasama, class. Dapat survey na lang. Gawin natin siya as a survey. Sige, class, type kayo. Okay, a lot of people are answering D. A lot of people are answering D. A lot of people. Okay. Walang tumututol. Lahat D ang sinagot talaga. Ayan si Sherwin. Si Sherwin ang 1 against 76. Renmark kanat. Ayan. Alright, let's reveal the answer, class. The correct answer to that question is letter D. Everybody is correct. Remember, RA 5527. If you've been working more than 10 years before 6/21/2000, 1969, before 1969, work experience. Assuming this is work experience, okay? Lab experience greater than 10 years before 1969, you are exempt from taking the board examination. He would have to take the RFD board examination. Again, it doesn't matter what bachelor's degree you have taken in the past, as long as you've been working as a lab technician, assistant, supervisor, okay? He is exempt from taking. It has nothing to do with the war hero story. This is something that I added there just to make this thing ridiculous. Obviously, nobody chose that one. He cannot take the RMT board examination because he, again, similar to letter A, letter C, doesn't have any bearing if Mr. Dichoso graduated 1945. Okay? 1945. By the way, class, how many years would he have been working since 1960 since the promulgation? Okay? Let's put out our calculators because medtech tayo, hindi tayo mga calculator nga. Calculating nga natin. 69 minus, 69 minus 45. He would have been working 24 years. That would be enough experience to make him worthy of an RMT license without having to take it. Okay, so again, that is a theoretical thought experiment that we asked you guys. Okay, next question. According to section 13, what is section 13? Section 13 talks about what? Accreditation of medtech schools, right? Accreditation of medical technology schools or schools of medical technology, which is again done by is it done by DepEd? No, definitely not. BHFS, Bureau of Health Facilities, this isn't a hospital. It's a medical technology school, so no. Bureau of Research Laboratories, no. Okay, correct answer is CHED. Okay, CHED has something to do with anything related to higher education. Okay, anything related to high accreditation of higher education institutions. Okay? Next, let's talk about number 4. Number 4, according to RA 5527, how many days should an RMT board examinee have to wait before the results are released? At least how many days? If it was the unamended version, it is 120 days. Okay? The PRC would have to abide with the 120-day rule, but because of the Modernization Act, it was amended. Okay, it has been amended. So who here knows the correct answer? Who here knows the correct answer? Audrey Fontanilla. Okay, but galit? Charing lang. Charing lang, ano ba? Niloloko lang kita, ikaw naman. Ikaw naman, Audrey, baka naman, nagtampo ka na sa akin, Audrey, ha? Huwag kang ganyan. Chill ka lang. Alright, thank you, Audrey. Let's go on to the next one. I mentioned it several times during our lectures. I think last year I've also mentioned this one. The only person allowed by law to remove a member of the Board of Medical Technology is... Who here knows the answer? Aaron Kirby Mariano. Or what? Please. Very good. Okay. Okay. So that is on the investigation side. Okay. That is under section. Hang on a sec. I lost my notes here. That's under section 24. Under section 24. Okay, under section 24. They can investigate, the Board of Medical Technology can, the ombudsman can, or rather somebody from government can investigate, okay? But ultimately, once the results of the investigation has been finalized, it is still under the prerogative of the President of the Philippines whether or not he or she should remove the member. Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to histopathology. This is our first histopathology question. Desensitization is precipitate removal. The desensitization is a precipitate removing method used for fixatives that have what heavy metal. So all of these are heavy metal. All these three are heavy metals except for silver. Silver is not a fixative. Silver is added as a stain. I added that to confuse you guys. Okay? So these are the only ones that you have to think of. Okay, let's see if you guys remembered your fixatives, metallic fixatives. I want to do a survey. Let me start a line first. Let me put a line there first. Okay, all right. So everybody, answers on your chat box. Please enter your answers. Try to not look at your. Try to answer as honestly as you would. Okay, let's see how many people answered correctly. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of these. I'm not seeing any other answer. Okay, so I think that's all. Yan naman, tama ba? Okay. So everybody's answering. Try not to answer by looking at your notes, okay, class? I urge you not to do that because so at least you guys know that, oh, I made a mistake in this one. Okay? There's no judgment, class. Okay, mag-alala. There's no judgment on my part. As long as you guys are learning something. I would rather you guys make a mistake in this class, in this, than cheat your way to getting a passing grade or a license. Okay, so everybody else have answered, I think. Everybody answered letter D, which is actually the correct answer. Letter D. Okay? The zenkerization is related to mercury. Okay. By actually the word the word when you remove this one, you have zenker formol, zenker fluid. Okay. It's all related to. It's all mercury based. Okay? Frozen microtomes are best used for tissues rich in. This is wrong grammar, by the way, but that's not bonus. Rich in. My grammar is wrong, guys. Sorry. Um, Frozen sections or frozen microtomes are best used for tissues rich in A. Lipids, proteins, B. Proteins, C. Carbohydrates, D. Calcium. Let me try again with our. Let me put a line first before you guys answer. Okay. All right. Answers. Let's see. Number 7. Everybody. Let me do a survey. Ooh, everybody's answering. Everybody's answering. What? What's this one out of well no 1 out of 79. Everybody is answering in unison. I'm loving it. Okay. Come on, class. Okay. Okay. Is that all? I don't think that's I don't think that's 78. That's 78. Okay. Class, try your best to answer, okay? So you would have an idea if whether or not whether or not you answered this question correctly. Okay, so our answer is yes, you guys are correct. It's lipids. Remember? What are the examples? Okay, now my follow-up question is, let's put an end on this one. Raise your hand if you know the answer. What type of samples did I mention in our last lecture that are rich in lipids and we use a frozen microtome to cut these samples? Give me 3 tissue types that we cut with a frozen microtome. Do you guys still remember? There are 3 tissue types. Andrea, you remember our house rules. Raise your hand if you know the answer, and then I'll ask you to unmute yourself. Okay, who here knows the answer? Andrea, okay. Andrea, what are your 3 tissue types that we cut with a frozen microtome? All right, wonderful. These are rich in lipids. Talaga, sir? Yes. If kung gusto mong mag keto diet, Andrea, okay? Just go with Char lang, ano ba? Pinasasaya ko lang kayo. Kayo naman. Chill lang kayo. Okay? Alright, let's go on to the next one. Select the main disadvantage of decalcifying tissues using an electrophoretic setup. Remember that electrophoresis is used as a decalcification method, or it can be used as a decalcification method. And remember that there is a setup that I showed you guys. What was the problem with that setup? Who remembers that? Who remembers the main problem? Let's see. Survey. Let's try survey again. Who here knows the correct answer? All right. Under the line, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how many people answered correctly. Oh, everybody's answering in unison. Nobody's trying to contest. I love this. Okay. Tapos pala mali pala sila lahat. Yun yung problema, no? Sagot sila ng sagot nakikigaya. Yun yung sagot ni Audrey sir. Pag tinanong ko, no, bakit? Sagot ni Audrey. Sagot ni Alisa. Ganun. O kita mo biglang bumagal. Biglang bumagal, oh. Kasi pag tinanong ko yan, okay. So, yun lang. Yung iba, hindi magpa-participate yung iba. Tandaan nyo, nanonood yung guardian angel ko yung nagngangalang Marco Flores. Baka mamaya mahabag sa inyo. Doon sa mga doon sa mga medyo tagilid, baka mahabag sa inyo, 'di ba? Nakikinig lang diyan yung yung guardian angel ninyo diyan. Guardian angel ba talaga, sir? Charit. Wala na, yan lang ang sumagot. Ang onti naman. Bakit kanina? Ba't ang onti? Hoy, survey lang to, class. Tinitingnan natin kung ano. Kayo talaga. Okay. So okay, let's not linger on that question. The correct answer is letter A. Charing. Charing mali. Char lang. Sir B po, pero mali. Okay lang, isulat niyo yung sagot ninyo para meron kayong idea kung saan kayo nagkamali. O, di ba tama? O, yun o, sir ako B, pero mali. Yeah, pero, yes. Correct answer is letter D, class. Bakit, class? Di ba nakita niyo yung setup, isa lang yung tissue cassette na nakalagay. So, ibig sabihin, pa isa-isa siya. Has nothing to do with incomplete decalcification. Actually, over decalcification and under decalcification is not a problem because electrophoresis is using an electrophoresis or using electrophoresing calcium is calculated. The only problem is the workload. Masyadong mabagal, class. Di ba yun yung sinabi ko pa ulit-ulit, class? That is the main disadvantage of electrophoresis. It's near perfect decalcification, but the problem is the workload output is slower workload output. It's actually not a slower decalcification. It doesn't have a slower decalcification. Contrary to what people might say, it's actually very fast. Within an hour, you could completely decalcify a sample, depending on how large it is. Okay. Next, melanin can be tested. Melanin can be stained using which of the following which of the following tests? Which of the following stains? That's another question. That's another important question that I asked you guys to remember. Is it Van Koss's silver nitrate method? Is it benzidine nitroprusside? Is it Mallory's PETA or phosphotungstic acid hematoxylin or Masson's Fontana? Who here knows the answer? Anybody knows the answer? Is it Masson's Fontana, Mallory's PETA, benzidine nitroprusside, or Voncosa? Oh, yun naman. Pare-parehas na naman sila. Pag nagtanong ako dyan, bakit? Pag nagtanong ako ng bakit, kasi yun po yung sagot ni Mel. Sige lang, sir. Okay lang, sir. Okay, so everybody answered correctly. Okay? Now, we have a follow-up question for that one. Okay? So aside from helping us diagnose melanomas, it can also be used to diagnose which disease? Argentaphinoma, leukemia, pheochromocytoma, or none of the above. Who here answered correctly? Let's ayan, kompleto si Lester. Argentaphinoma. Yes, that is the correct answer also, by the way, class. So the correct answer for this one is Masson's Fontana. Okay? And the correct answer for this one is Argentaphinoma. Okay, what do we look for? Argentaphinoma cells. Or argentaphin cells. Okay? Next, pheochromocytomas are different from, although they are both found, these two things are both found in the adrenal glands, they are different types of malignancies. Okay? So please be mindful of that one. Now we're going to go back to medical technology laws. Okay? Now we are going to look at Clinical Laboratory Act of 1966. Which of the following is not, again, this is again another trap. Okay? Napansin nyo, hindi ko talaga siya nilalagyan ng underline. Gusto kong basahin ninyo ang questions. Okay? Although sa exams, nilalagay nila yan, capitalized, underlined, or even italicized. Ako, hindi ko nilalagay kasi ang mga students ko, historically, hindi talaga nagbabasa. Okay? Hindi binabasa ng mabuti. Okay? So, which of the following of the list of requirements for a prospective clinical laboratory or owner should have before applying or renewing an LTO. What is an LTO? It is a license to operate. Okay, it's a license to operate. Now let's go one by one. List of all pathologists, medical technologists, and support staff on payroll. This is what? Human resource. Okay, so that's a check. That is correct. Okay, policies regarding technical procedures. That is policies. Okay, so technical procedures or policies or laboratory procedures could be used as part of those. This again is another check. Okay, administrative policies. Like what, sir? Your pay, leave. What else? Harassment. Anything that has something to do with HR or HR related policies. Right? HR related policies that falls under those ones. So again, it is another check. Detailed list of competing laboratories in their respective their respective annual income. Kasama ba 'yun? Uy, nanchichismis lang kayo, 'di ba? Health economics lang na question 'yan. Okay? So hindi siya kasama. Kailan ko binanggit class na kasama 'yan? Na kasama ang chismis sa kabilang laboratory. 'Di ba? Ang kita ko, for example, mag-o-open si Audrey ng laboratory. Mag-a-apply siya ng LTO. I am from the BHFS. Hahanapin ko yung listahan niya ng ano. Eh di ako na lang sana ang nagtayo, 'di ba, Audrey? Kasi alam ko na yung research data mo, 'di ba? That is what you call what? In health economics, that is what you call competition data analytics. Okay? Or statistics. Competitive data analytics. Okay? So that has nothing to do with the renewal or the application of an LTO. So this is again not included. Capital or underlined as not included. Who here got can you guys give me a thumbs up for those people who actually selected letter D? Patingin nga kung gaano kadami ang nakasagot. Baka walang halong chismis yan, Renmar. Totoo ba yan, Renmar? Sure ka ha? Nagmana ka sa akin talaga. Nagmana ka talaga sa akin, Renmar. Smart na, pretty pa. Charit. 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 Sino mas maganda kay Renmar? Ako lang. Charit. Renmar, huwag kang nagmamaganda. Renmar. Alright. Okay. Next, ito na medyo mahaba to class. Medyo mahaba to class. Ano yan? Amanda raised her hand. Amanda, chill ka lang. Mamaya na tayo magsagot. Spacebar. Ay, nasa ano ba? Argentaphinoma. In-underline ko na. Ikaw talaga. Argentaphinoma. As related to Mason spontana, you can actually diagnose argentaphinoma with that one. Okay? Alright. Okay na? Okay, let's move on to the next histopathology question. MTL question. Medical technology / public health graduates who fail to achieve a passing mark on the RMT board exams are allowed to take the exam if they failed the first time. X, capital X yan. Okay? Allowed to take the board exam March and September. It's the same thing. The only thing that changes is that changed is this last one. Okay? So the correct answer is letter C. Okay? Allowed to take the exam every March provided that they take a refresher course after failing. Grabe naman to. Any number of times. Char lang to ha. Wala lang to. Ako lang nagdagdag niya. None of the above dapat yan. Pero gusto kong pahabain lang yung istorya. Kasi obviously eliminate nyo siya eh. Diba? Eh gusto ko kayong pahirapan. So dinagdagan ko siya. Okay? By the way, this is a question. I think nilagyan ko to ng ano sa notes ko. Nilagyan ko to ng 3 stars. Kasi this was actually asked in the actual board exam. Okay? So, malay nyo class, lumabas sa inyo, di ba? At least alam nyo na. So, 3 times tayong pa. You can take the exam 3 times. But, you can take the exam. You can fail the exam rather. You can fail the exam 3 times after 3 times, you have to take a refresher course. Sa Manila, saan nga yon? Sinong nakakaalala? Sa Manila. Saan tayo magte-take? Aaron. Aaron, sorry. CEU. CEU where? There's CEU Makati and Okay. Menjola, wala sa Manila. Huy, chill ka lang. Sa Menjola. Hoy, nag-open na pala sa Manila. Ikaw, ah. Mapapapunta tuloy ako sa ano, baka maano tayo, Aaron. Aaron. Yun pala ang gangster name mo, ha? Aaron. Okay? Alright, so CEU. Lagay lang natin CEU, okay? Now in other, obviously you guys are in, you got your alma mater is in Quezon City, so I'm not gonna ask where the other ones will take it if they are in Visayas and Mindanao. Okay? Okay, true or false? A person convicted, oh, this is something that Sir Marco asked me earlier. True or false? A person convicted of a crime cannot sit the RMT board examinations. True. A person true. As a previous crime forfeits a person from having a good moral character. Next, letter B. True. A person convicted of a crime has been proven to not be a reliable source of clinical data. Letter C. True. Most of the time, people convicted of a crime are drug addicts. Very Duterte. Letters D. False. It is unlawful to prevent someone from taking the board examination just by historical review of previous convictions. Let me do a survey. Before you answer, let me wait, huh? Let me do a survey. Okay, class. You may answer the question for this one. Can you guys give me the answer? Let me see. Kasi pati si Sir Marco naluka dyan. Sabi niya sa akin. Okay, ayan na. Medyo naghahalo-halo na ang sagot ng mga tao. Okay, may mga sumagot ng D. Okay. May mga sumagot ng A. Karamihan ang sumagot ng A. Naku, ang dami atang nagkamali sa question na to. Wala na, yan lang. Ang onti naman ng students ko. Hindi nagpa-participate. Buti pa yung nagta-travel class ha, kayo ha. Buti pa yung nagga-grab kanina ha. Nakakasagot yon kayo ha. Walang reason para hindi kayo sumagot. Okay, so everybody eliminated the answers to letter B and C. Okay. Isa-isahin natin. Sige nga, ano ba ang requirements ng isang tao? Okay, tama na. Angela na ang last. Si Angeline na ang last. Angeline Manansala na ang last. Okay? I'll put a line on it. Okay? Okay, isa-isahin natin. Sige, see who here can answer what are the requirements for somebody to take the board exams? Sige nga. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Who here knows what are the requirements? Sige, class. Sigrid Gizmundo. Sigrid, unmute yourself. What are the requirements of somebody who will take the board examination? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So those people who answered letter A is actually correct. Okay? Walang kinalaman. Okay? Class, look, the more ridiculous it sounds, the more likely it's not gonna be. I'll give you guys a technique. The more ridiculous the statement sounds, the more likely it's not the answer. Okay? Again, this question has been lifted from one of my review center questions. Okay? This is from I'm going to quote her. This is from Miss Criza Almond. She's the one who's I think in Axe Review Center way back in 2010. They asked me this question. Oh, okay. In our mock exams, because I suppose somebody was asked that question. So it forfeits a person who has been convicted of a crime already forfeits his right to have good moral character. Because obviously by rule of law, your your record has been tarnished, right? There's a stain. That's a whenever you've been convicted. Okay, convicted means okay, you are found guilty. You've served your sentence, lumaya ka. Medyo unfair nga lang sa mga ano, 'di ba? Sa mga ex-con. Hindi na pala pwede. Hala, di sir, paano 'yon? Kunyari ako si Mel. Si Mel talaga yung ano ko, no? Kasi wala si ano ngayon, wala si Segi ngayon, ano Mel eh. Sorry ha. Ikaw yung pagtitripan ko ngayon. Hala sir, natukhang ako last year. Na-convict ako, sir. Pero kasi sir, tulak lang naman ako, ganon. So nakulong ako for, I don't know, 2 years, 2 years ago, ganon. 'Di ba? So, wala na akong good moral character. Um, by Philippine Constitution, you have a stain in your in your moral character. Therefore, you won't have good moral character, and you won't be allowed to take the board exam. Right? There's no such thing as an unlawful prevention because we obviously our laws need to be hindi na obviously everybody here kaya nga mayroong bioethics tayong part ng exam natin, 'di ba? Ay ng ating subject, 'di ba? Because we don't know, 'di ba? We don't know who is allowed or who has been immoral, who has been moral. Kasi what if for example Mel napilitan lang siya through coercion ng kaklase niyang itago na lang natin sa pangalang ano Lil Zo, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Napilitan lang siya. So 'yon, our laws need to be updated so that it'll be equal. It'll be a little bit fair to people who are unjustly convicted, but or as of the moment by based on our laws or our Philippine Constitution, if you have been convicted of a crime, you won't be allowed to take the board exams. Okay? This one is just an assumption. These two things are an assumption. 100% ba na ano? 100% ba 100% ba na proven that hindi reliable ang isang tao na na-ex-con? 'Di ba hindi? It's an assumption. Okay? What about this one? Most people convicted of a crime, again, it says it's just an assumption again. Hindi naman lahat ng tao na na-convict drug addict. Okay? 'Di ba? So ibig sabihin it follows na si Aaron Kirby, for example, hinuli ng mga pulis. Drug addict na siya. Ang kaso lang ni Aaron, nagnakaw lang. Kunwari lang Aaron ha. Kasi ikaw yung sumagot kanina eh. Okay, kunwari lang yun. So it doesn't follow, di ba? Okay? So ganon, okay? So si Mel, di ba, automatic nagtutulak lang si Mel kunwari. Mel again kunwari, ikaw lang pagtitipan ko, wala si Segi at saka si Patrick eh. Hindi ko makita si Patrick eh. Ikaw muna ulit Mel ha. So it doesn't follow, okay? All right? So again, this is the correct answer. Next. Okay. Everybody knows this answer? Everybody knows that. Oh, somebody's raising their hand. Aaron, you have a question? Bakit? Ano yun? Ano yun, Kirby? Mm-hmm. Oh, where what I'm saying is not a good moral character from an educational institution. A good moral character has something to do with you as a citizen of the Philippine government. Okay? That good moral character that you're talking about is in a paper form. Okay? That comes along with your Form 147 in high school. That is not what we are talking about. Okay? What I'm talking about is a good moral character as a Filipino citizen. Okay? Clear? Okay, so there might have been a there might be a confusion with what I said. Good moral character. Again, if you listen to my lecture last time, we have a bioethics, a little bit of a review of bioethics, right? So in ethics, there's morality and ethics or being ethical. Okay? Narinig nyo nga yun, di ba, kay Kylie Jenner, that is just immoral and unethical. Di ba? Lagi kayo may naririnig na ganon. 'Di ba? So we ask that question, what is immoral and what is unethical? Kaya very good ang example na to with questions of morality and being unethical. Okay? All right. So what you're talking about is good moral character from an educational institution. That thing comes along with your form 1, 2, 2, 1, 5. I forgot that one. It comes with your report card from grade 6 or high school. I think that's the one that you're talking about. That thing is. You can also ask for that. I think it's a PRC. Pero again, this has something to do with your crime record or your record as a citizen of the Philippines. Okay, next. A recent update to amend RA 5527. Everybody knows this. Pag may sumagot ng Robin Padilla, sasampal-sampalin ko at uulit ng exam ng 10 beses. Okay? Makakakuha kayo ng crystal. Wala pang nakakakuha ng crystal level ng ano, hanggang platinum level lang tayo ha. Pag may sumagot ng Robin Padilla or Loren Legarda, wala na si Legarda ata sa ano sa Senado, if I'm not mistaken. So si Bongo na lang ang natitira diyan sa mga I think si Risa Hontiveros pala at saka si Robin nandun pa pala. Correct me if I'm wrong if Loren Legarda is no longer a member of the Senate, but Bongo is the only one who proposed an amendment to RA 5527. Okay? Let's move on. Which of the following subjects does not, again, does not have a 20% weight to the overall general weighted average? Everything has 20% except for clinical microscopy, which is at 10%. Okay? Along with what other subject has a 10% total weight? Histopathology, cytopathologic techniques, medical technology laws, lab management, and bioethics. Okay? So let's move on with this. Let's move on. Oh my goodness, this is the most important question. I remember telling I think I remember telling um Valiant or was it Renmar? I keep confusing you guys because you two are my daughters. Okay. Um this is the only thing one of the things that I want you guys to put a star on, an underline on it was this question because it keeps popping up in the board exams, okay? The first and the most important step in tissue processing. Renmar, sagot. Renmar, pag sinagot mo talaga, mali. Sagot. Number 16. Oh. Ay, bakit galit? Ay, bakit galit ka? Ba't parang galit ka? Ang arte, nakakainis class, no? Pabebe, nakakainis. Okay, that is correct. Okay? Number 16, for 17 and 18, rely on this one. These ones that are numbered. Refractive index that is close to that of water is essential for which steps of the tissue processing. Okay, so by the way, the refractive index of water is around 130. Okay, RI 130. Okay. Remember, I gave you guys a list of substances or reagents that have somewhere around RI 130. So that includes your mounting media and your what? Your clearing media, right? If you look at your notes, even the books, the only thing what there are only a few things that the word refractive index was included in. It was with the clearing agent and your mounting media. Why, class? Because in this part, you're preparing your tissue samples for staining, and if they're not as close, if the refractive index of the clearing agent or the mounting media is not as close to water, you won't be able to see anything in the microscope, right? So it is by a rule of common sense, because fixation and decalcifying agents and dehydrating agents, they could be as cloudy as whatever because you'll wash them off, but the clearing agent and the mounting media prepares prepares your tissue or your slide for viewing under the microscope. Okay, so the correct answer to number 17 is a refractive index as close to that of water is number 4, letter D, 4 and 6. Okay, diethylene oxide is a universal solution that works as, who here knows the answer? Diethylene oxide. Who here knows the answer to that question? That's a very hard question to answer. Number 17, class. Diethylene oxide. Who's Peter? Peter, hello Peter. This is my first time meeting you. Hi. I know. Okay. What is your answer to number 18? Diethylene oxide as a universal solution works as a what? Very good. Which is number 3 and 4. Letter B. Correct. Okay. Remember class last week, I mentioned the importance of remembering the universal solutions. Okay, there are a lot of universal solutions that I mentioned last week. Acetone is one of them, but I didn't include it in there. But you know, this one. Which of the following reagents may be used to soften dehydrated tissue? So, for example, a dehydrated tissue has been like a texture as that of a prune, okay, or pasas. You can use phenol to 4% phenol. Isopropanol needs to be used as 100%, but it isn't used for softening. It's actually used for what? Fixation. Picric acid at 1% is rarely used in histopathology laboratory. More or less, it's around 20%, and it's used as a fixative. Both of these two things are fixatives. Phosphotungstic acid hematoxylin, or the PATA, is used in staining. Mallory's PATA is an example. Okay? So phenol is the only one that is used as a dehydrating agent, as a softener for dehydrating agent. Last question for histopathology for this cycle. We're going to move on with number 20 before we move on to another MTL cycle. When dehydrating samples, the technologist should know that tissue should be immersed in decreasing concentration. Take note of this one. Concentration of dehydrating agent to avoid tissue damage to fixed sample. Okay, tissue should be immersed in increasing concentrations of dehydrating agent to avoid tissue damage to fixed samples. Again, this one. Tissue needs to be immersed in 3 to 5 changes of the same concentration. Dehydrating agent to prevent tissue damage. Constant agitation helps dehydrating agents helps in dehydrating hard samples like bone. So we're talking about concentrations. Who here knows the answer? Let's see. Let's do a survey. Okay. Everybody select your answer. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? Increasing, same concentration. Let's eliminate letter D. Go, class. Let's see. Walang sasagot. Hala, doy. Okay, I'm seeing some people use C. Okay. C daw. May sumasagot ng B at C. Chani Lucid A. Okay. Gracie said A also. Ayan na. Okay. Inaantay ko si Renmar. Hindi ko nakitang sumagot si Renmar. Si Renmar ang pagtitipan ko ngayon. Mamaya ka na ulit, Mel. Mamaya ka na ulit, Mel. Huwag ka magtampo. Mamaya babalikan kita, Mel. Hindi ko nakikita si Renmar na sumasagot. Sir, meron na po. Okay. Okay. B daw sabi ni Mel. Mel ba? Ni Renmar. Sorry, Mel. Renmar, bakit B? Oh. Taray talaga ng anak ko. Smart na pretty pa. Ganun ka, ganun ka. Ganun. Ay, taray. Ganun. Nakakainis talaga. Kailangan pa mag-flex. Hindi ko naman tinanong yung embryo. Tinanong ko lang naman bakit. O sige na. Tama siya. Dahil sabi ni Renmar, B daw ang sagot. B talaga ang sagot. Nagmana ka talaga sa akin, anak. Smart na, pretty pa. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, we're going back to hematology. His MTL case analysis. You are applying to work as in a laboratory that performs mostly autopsies for the PNP and some tests from private clinics that submit fine needle aspirate biopsies on a regular basis. According to RA 4688, what type of laboratory are you applying to based on function? Oh, that's a nice question. Let's do is it a specialty laboratory? Is it a mobile laboratory? Is it a clinical pathology laboratory? Or is it an anatomical pathology laboratory? Hanap tayo ng mga pagtitripan. Nasaan na si Audrey? Audrey, ikaw naman ngayon ang pagtitripan ko. Kala mo ha, Audrey, nakalimutan kita. Tandaan mo, pag umuwi ako ng Pilipinas, Audrey, di ba? Ililibre kita ng samgyupsal. Di ba? Hindi pa kita nakakalimutan, Audrey. Audrey, what's your answer for this question? Bakit? Okay, very good. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Oh my goodness. Meron naman pala nag-i-stick, Audrey. Oh my God, Audrey. Medyo hirap lang tayo dun sa calculations, Audrey, last time, no? Last time, di ba, Audrey, no? Inulit pa natin. Pero Audrey, oh my God, I'm so happy. Okay, so the correct answer is this one. Okay, so let's go one by one just for your information, class. Specialty laboratories, these are what? Your uh, egg or sperm banks. What else? Tissue banks, di ba? Yan yung mga yun. Yan ang example nun. There are more, but they do specialized tests. Okay? Before the pandemic, molecular assays were included in specialty laboratories, but nowadays it's considered as part of, I don't know, primary laboratories can even do it. But that was before the pandemic. Okay, so mobile laboratories, these are, of course, they are just sample collectors. Okay, they are just sample collectors within a 100-kilometer radius, right? 100-kilometer radius. All right. Clinical pathology, obviously that includes your BB, micro, CC, HEMA, AUBF, analysis of urine and body fluids. What else is there? Serology. Okay. So if you're working in an anatomical pathology, expect that you're going to see biopsies, autopsies, and medical legal, anything that has something to do with medical legal also. Okay. Next, license cards to RMT, board examination passers, are issued to people who are of 21 years of age. Remember my story? I didn't get to work. I got only the COR, certificate of registration. I didn't get my license until I was 21 years old. In the Philippines, at the age of an adult, you are considered as an adult rather when you are 21 years of age. Okay? There in the Philippines pala, here in the Philippines. Parang nasa Caloocan lang ako, class, no? All right. When investigating a violation for any of the provisions of RA 5527, who else is present in the proceedings aside from the two representatives from the Board of Medical Technology? So it could either be the pathologist or one of the two. It could be the pathologist or two medtechs, right? Right? Or two, let's go with RMTs na lang. RMTs. Right? RMTs. Now, what's asking is who else is present. The question is who else is present. So remember my example, the trifecta. Remember, we did an example. I think Mel and Renmar were my two board members, right? Or I don't know who else was there, but I used some of you guys. So for example, Renmar were members that are representative of the Board of Medical Technology. So to avoid bias, they take somebody who has no connection to any medical laboratory personnel, right? Who is that one? Is it the President of the Philippines, the Secretary of Health, Chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee as commissioned by the Senate, or a legal officer assigned to the case? Who here knows the answer? Let's go with a survey. Oh, Aaron Kirby again. Ano po? Very good. So it's an attorney of law. Okay? It's an attorney of law assigned to the case. Okay? So in order for them to in order for them to get either a unanimous or a majority vote, because the voting process is either suspension, right, or revocation. They want to avoid bias, and in order for the investigations to avoid bias, they have to add somebody in the mix that has nothing to do that knows nothing about the medical laboratory practice, but is able to have but is able if it is of able body and sound mind to be an arbiter between whether or not he would vote as against or in favor of revocation or suspension, or sorry, guilty or not guilty. Okay, so basically, the legal officer is basically the one who will decide on what the person will get, the person would get. Okay, based on the case. So for example, balik tayo kay Mel. Si Mel, for example, nalaman na nagpagawa ng lisensya sa recto. Let's go with Bambang na lang para medyo malapit sa CMCC, no? Isang sakay lang ng MRT, ay LRT. I don't know. Hindi ko alam kung basta ng tren. Okay? So obviously kailangan i-discuss yung details of the story. And alam ni Renmar ang kaso. Si Renmar is, for example, a board member of medical technology, and then Audrey is also another member of the board of medical technology. And sabi, parang hindi namin to kaklase noon. Feeling ko hindi to medtech. So, sabi nila, guilty to, guilty. Ganon. Si Mel ang pasya. And then me, for example, attorney at law. Ganyan. Legally blood ang itsura, di ba? Reese Witherspoon ang datingan. Di ba? Tako doon. Pakisabi sa akin ang case. Okay, ito ang nangyari. Oo nga, totoo nga na nagpagawa nga si Mel sa kasi ang license number niya is from Andrea Nicole, 'di ba? Ganon, 'di ba? Nung sinearch sa PRC website. So doon nila napag-alaman. Okay? So in order for them to avoids bias, okay? Bias. Hindi sila pwedeng tatlo lahat. Okay? Yung tatlo. Okay? Next. Section 2 of RA 5527, this is definition of terms. Which of the following jobs that can be performed by medical technology are jobs that can be performed by medical technologists but are not exclusive to the profession? Okay, we've asked this question last time also, right? So is it analysis of bodily fluids for diagnostic purposes, blood banking procedures like cross-matching, clinical research, microbial analysis of body fluids for the purpose of diagnosing and aiding in antibiotic therapy? There's three things that you see here, right? Analysis of urine and body fluids, subject nyo yan. Subject nyo to. Clinical research, pwede kayo mag-participate, pero that doesn't necessarily exclude other professions. Chemists can do clinical research also, right? Diba? Biologists can do clinical research. Chemical engineers can do clinical research. Biomedical engineers can do clinical research. But so ito lang yung time na naglagay ako ng capital letter, are not exclusive to the profession. Okay? So always take into consideration, pwede ba tong gawin ng chemist? Pwede ba tong gawin ng ano? When you're talking about section 2, definition of terms. Okay? Okay? So the correct answer is letter C. Okay? C ba ang sagot mo, Renmar? Nagmana ka talaga sa akin. Alright. Next. Which of the following microbial tests is unique only to tertiary clinical laboratories according to law? Gram stain, culture and sensitivity of urine and body fluids, KOH smear, all of these. Let's see kung may nakinig sa akin. Number 25, survey tayo, class. Answer. Tingnan nga natin. Tertiary laboratories. Okay? I will put an underline, unique only to a clinical a tertiary clinical laboratory. Unique only to a tertiary clinical laboratory. Okay. Okay. Everybody's answering all of these. Hmm. Hmm. Wala na. Kayo lang ang sumagot. Okay. Ang onti naman. Ito na yung ano. Ito na yung 77. Ayan. Lester also answered letter D. Okay. Titingnan natin ang tamang sagot, class. Wala na. Hanggang kay Chanilo lang tayo. Okay. Alright. Correct answer to that one is majority. Dito papasok yung ang pinakamahabang sagot, yun ang tama. Diba? Culture and sensitivity. Gram stains can be performed even by what? By primary laboratories, right? KOH smears can be performed by primary laboratories. But to do a culture and to ID an organism and to perform sensitivity testing, that is done by a microbiology laboratory under a tertiary laboratory. Okay? So yun yung pinagkaiba, di ba? Di ba, class? Anong batas yon? 4688. Go back to your lectures on 4688. You will see that question pop up. Or you will see that topic pop up. Okay? Alright, let's go back to histopathology. Which of the following statement best describes the purpose of removing water from fixed tissues? This is known as dehydration. Okay. Letter A. Removing water helps in creating holes. That's mali ang grammar ko, di ba? In creating microscopic holes that allow the penetration of paraffin. Okay. Removing water helps in the subsequent steps since water is not miscible to the clearing agent, paraffin, and certain stains. Water makes the tissue block light, thus making the sample float. Who here knows the answer? I want to see what other people answer. I want to see it's not a survey. Let's go with Dignos. I don't know how to read your whole name. Let's just call you by your by your last name lang. Dignos. Dignos. A letter B. All right. Water needs to be. That is correct. Water needs to be. Removing water helps in the subsequent steps since water is not miscible to clearing agent, paraffin, and certain stains. Okay. Only A and B. This is just to confuse you guys. Removing water helps in creating microscopic holes. Dehydration has nothing to do with boring holes. Actually, that is counterintuitive to tissue processing. We don't want to make holes, okay? We want the paraffin to penetrate whatever holes and crevices there are. But creating holes is counterintuitive to the whole tissue process. By creating holes, you are basically damaging the tissue. Okay? Water makes this is actually a physics question or a physics answer. If you remove water, that will make the sample float. That again has nothing to do with dehydration. Okay, it is actually the opposite. When you remove water, you make the sample a little bit heavier and making it less likely to float. Okay. Okay. Next, if EDTA is used as a decalcifying agent, if the EDTA is used as a decalcifying agent, what is used to remove it from tissue? Just soak it in water, wash it with sodium metabisulfate, wash and soak with normal saline. Continue the next step without doing anything as EDTA is miscible with most dehydrating agents. Ooh. Medyo mahirap to. If you didn't listen to last week's lecture, you might not have been able to answer that one. Or if you didn't read my other, if you didn't listen to my other, which I advised you guys. I think I asked Moyo to copy and paste the links to my other lecture, right, Moyo? We did that, right? Thumbs up nga, Moyo. Okay, thank you, Moyo. So, ginawa namin lahat ni Moyo para sa inyo, class. Okay, so who here can answer that question? Number 27. If EDTA is used as a decalcifying agent, what is used to remove it from tissue? Who here knows the answer? May picture ni Mimiyo yan. Nilagay ko yun doon para hindi niyo makalimutan yung picture ni Mimiyo. Renmar, alam mo? Joyce. Very good. Just soak it in water. Ayoko mag-ano kasi baka mamaya sabihin ni Sir Marco, masyado akong class. Pero ganun na nga yun. Imagine niyo lang si Mimi nyo. Drink your water. Toot! Diba? Okay. Supravital staining aims to blank. Stain fixed tissue components. Stain tissues that have been dehydrated. Stain tissues that have been recently extracted from patient. Stain tissue components using fluorochromes. Supravital. Supravital. Above living. From the Latin term. Above living. So obviously, what do you think is the answer here, class? Let's do a survey. Okay, I already put a line there. Answers, class. Let's do a survey. How many people answered this question correctly? Okay. Chanelo. Rafael Lewis. Okay, I think everybody answered correctly. Okay, let's end with Chloe. So everybody answered correctly. Supravital above. That's why it says supravital above living. Kakakuha mo lang sa buhay, 'di ba? Give me an example of a supravital stain that we use in hematology laboratory. That's the easiest. Everybody remembers that one. Joyce Shaira Aquino. Using what stain? Very good. You can also use Janus green, okay? So that is something that you need to remember, especially specifically if you are working in the histopathology laboratory. We don't just use what do you call this, mu methylene blue as our reagent. Okay, we have Janus green and methyl red as your supravital stains. Okay, all right. So let me just italize this one so you guys have. I'll send a copy of this one for you guys. Okay, histopathology, second to the last histopathology question for this cycle. Which of the following stains is advantageous over others based on specificity? I gave you guys an example of this one last week. Let's see how well you remember my little example from last week. Okay, so auramine rhodamine dye used to demonstrate mycobacteria. Masson's Fontana used to demonstrate melanocytes as black pigments. Double immunofluorescence stain of Hep2 cells using anti-human IgG tagged with brilliant crescel dye 421. None of the above. Which one is advantageous over the others based on specificity? I want a person to answer this one, and I want you to explain to me why. Amanda, explain why also. Patay. In English. 250 words. Okay, why do you think it's specific over the others? Hoy! Hoy! Amanda ha! Huwag ganun ang approach ha. Oh, grabe ka naman. Parang ako pa ang may kasalanan. Sorry naman, Amanda. Oh. Okay. Alright. Di ba, class? Kasi class, sino ba dyan ang pwedeng subject to errors, right? Auramine, rhodamine, class. What if let's say for example, you are staining mycobacteria. What if it's Nocardia species or as Actinobacillus? They would stain positive also with auramine rhodamine, right? because they are family members related to mycobacteria. So it could be subject to false positives. Mason's Fontana, melanocytes. What if, for example, you overstained the sample or overstained the test or the overstained your tissue sample, right? Obviously everything would turn black. Pigment would be black and you would say, "Oh my gosh, this patient has melanoma." Ganun ka agad? No. Double immunofluorescence targets the HEP2 cells. Okay, HEP2 cells, which is specific because it has anti-IgG. All right? If you are using something in the molecular level, okay? Always think about it this way. When you are being asked for specificity, you are talking about even the smallest or even the slightest possibility, the slightest possibility of an error. Eliminate that one from your choices. Okay? So uramin, rhodamin, mycobacteria, ang daming mycobacteria, sir, di ba? May members pa yan ng, di ba, may Nocardia species, Actinobacillus, di ba? Mason's Fontana. Paano kung yung cells nag-absorb ng black pigment, di ba? But for using double diffusion, you are washing it, you are adding a counter stain, you are adding anti-human IgG tagged with something that will fluoresce. Okay? If you wash it and the anti-human IgG didn't bind to the specific antigen, it means that it's not it means that it's not specific to a particular cell, 'di ba? So if you have to go to the molecular level. Okay? So clear tayo doon. Hindi na explain ni ano kasi ng mabuti kasi wala pa daw siyang tulog. Sorry naman, Amanda, pero at least 'di ba naalala niya. Okay. Next, let's go with number 30. Carmine dyes originate from a cochineal insect, wood chips from a tree, dried powder from picric acid, or dried flowers. Ang art. Saan ba tinanong mo sa amin yan? Gagawa ba kami yan? There was a specific lecture for that one. Mel, do you know the answer for this one? Wild guess. O sige, try and guess. Letter A, yes. Cochineal insects are the one. Yes, that is correct. Ganda ng wild guess mo, in fairness. Very lucky. Does anybody know the scientific name of the cochineal insects that we get it from? And does anybody know? Malay nyo nakikinig yung ating ano dyan, yung ating what do you call this? Our guardian angel. Who here knows the name of the cochineal insect that we get the carmine dyes from? Does anybody know? Cochineal insect, class. So tinatanong yan, you would be surprised, class. 'Di ba? I gave a whole lecture almost focusing on dyes, class. Nakalimutan niyo si Cocos Cathy? Diba? Nakalimutan niyo si Cocos Cathy? Sulat natin. Kasi malay nyo, gagawa kayo ng lecture, gagawa kayo ng research, tapos aalamin nyo kung saan nanggagaling ang mga dyes, di ba? Important din tong ano natin. Okay? What about wood chips from a tree? What type of stain are we looking at? Hematoxylin, right? Right? From Hematoxylin campanineum. Campanineum. Kulang ako ng ano. May mali ako. Campanineum yun eh. Campanineum. Okay. So these ones are eliminated because dried powder from picric acid is explosive. Nilagay ko lang yan dyan, class, para maloka kayo. Dried flowers, that was actually my research. So hindi siya ginagamit sa stains, okay? Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I've been waiting for that one. Thank you. Let me look at it on my phone. Nako, para wala na kayong ligtas sa akin, class. Eto na yung bubulihin ko na kayo. Basta si Sir Marco talaga, supportive sa pambubuli ko sa inyo eh. Sabi ko kasi, every time na maggagawa ako ng ganito, sinabi ko kay Sir Marco, isi-send niya sa akin yung, analytics. So, nasaan na tayo? Number 30. How many people weren't able to answer that question? I think a lot of people weren't able to answer that question kasi nag-wild guess sa akin si Mel eh. Eh si Mel yung standard ko. Ay, madami naman palang nakasagot ng tama, Mel. Sorry naman, Mel. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people answered it. 49 people actually answered that one correctly. Ang dami palang Sir Marco, ang daming pumasa. Dapat hinirapan ko yung question, Sir Marco. Ang daming pumasa. Hmm. Sige. Mabait kasi pati kayo, class, di ba? Umaayon sa ano yan, umaayon. Walang nanonood ng si Mel lang ang humihikab, 'di ba? Ganon. Kaya class, very lucky kayo class na very lucky kayo class na kaklase niyo si Mel. Si Mel lang ang humihikab, 'di ba? Charing lang. All right, let's go back to MTL. Number 31. How many people were able to answer this one correctly? Okay, a lot of people were able to answer this one correctly. Ang daming nag-alala ng This is the National Blood Services Act of 1994. What is the main purpose of RA 7719? Sino nga makakasagot? Isa lang, we have one purpose for that one. It is to what? Renmar. What is the main purpose of RA 7719? Why was it made under the Ramos administration? Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. And this was created to sorry. The aim was to avoid commercial blood selling or selling of blood or commercialized blood products or ay dati kasi binibili yung blood. Tandaan nyo lang noong mga panahon ni Cory at saka panahon ni Marcos, binibili pa yan. Pero noong panahon ni Ramos, pinagbawal na nila yan kasi sinisindikato. Tandaan nyo lang panahon ni Ramos, 1994, okay? Pinagbawal yan kasi merong sindikato dati na nangingidnap na maraming tao para lang mag-harvest ng blood. Okay? Which is very bad. Very, very bad. Okay. Which of the following is not appropriate when collecting specimens for drug specimens? How many people were able to answer this one correctly? Number 32. Ang dami talaga. Sir Marco, ang daming pumasa. Which of the following is not appropriate when collecting blood samples? A lot of people answered the correct answer. And the correct answer for this one is letter B. Bakit inappropriate siya, class? Kasi classroom temperature na siya, di ba? Kung ikaw ay isang matinong medtech, binantayan mo ang pasyente, 'di ba? Binantayan mo siya. Pagkakuha niya ng sample, mainit-init pa, 'di ba? Pero kung room temperature na siya, it's probable na kumuha lang siya ng tubig tapos binuhos niya doon, or it's probable na may dala-dala siyang sample kasama nasa jacket niya. Okay? Okay? So bathrooms with a no flush function is important. Okay? Specimens received come at the same person as indicated in the form. That's correct. That is actually ideal. Bathroom stalls are in full view while the specimen collection is being done. Minor limitations that fully expose the individual's genitalia while collecting of sample has been implemented in the facility. Minimal limitations. Okay? Okay? So yun. Dito hindi gumagana yung pinakamahabang sagot, yun ang tama. Okay, wag kakalimutan na hindi lahat ng oras Amanda. Hindi lahat ng oras ang pinakamahabang sagot yun ang tama. Okay? Lalo na pag ako ang gumawa ng exam. Okay? All right, what comprises the Board of Medical Technology? Let's see how many people were able to answer. Feeling ko madami din nakatama na sagot dito. Number 33. Sir Marco, ang dami kong nakikita na green. na correct ang answer. Dapat hinirapan ko pala. Hindi ko sila pinahirapan pala. 79%, 72% of people were able to answer this, and the correct answer is this one. Okay? CHED, CHED Secretary, DOH Secretary, PRC Chair, so these are council members. Okay, they are not board members, council members. Okay, all of the above is not the correct answer. All right. This is known as the list of registered medical technologists as displayed publicly. That is displayed publicly by the PRC on their website. Mali ang grammar ko. On their website as mandated by RA 5527. This is known as the roster of medical technologists. That is correct. And the correct answer to that one, number 35. Let's see how many people memorized. Kasi sabi ko, lahat ng sections may memorize nyo sa sa RA 5527 lang. The correct answer is, let's see how many people were able to get that. Let me just open my, saan na? Number 35. 34, 79% of you guys answered the correct answer. There were 3 people who answered letter. Who are these 3 people? May pinag-usapan ba tayong National Medical Technologist Registration Form? Gusto kong Sir Marco, kukulamin ko tong 3 tao na to, ha? Ang sama ng ugali ni Sir. Babarangin ko kayo, class, ha? Okay, babarangin ko yung 3 tao na yon. May sumagot din ng letter D. National Certification Registry of Medical Technologists and Technicians. Wala naman akong binanggit na ganyan. Buti walang sumagot ng letter A. MedTech Registry lang. Masyadong minadali. Okay, so actually, the roster of medical technologists, this is actually your number 35. Related to number 64. Hindi yan number 64. Halatang copy and paste ko yan doon sa previous kong exam, no? Number 34 yan dapat. 34. This is annually prepared. This annually prepared document is mandated under which section of RA 5527? That's number 28. Okay? So isahin natin. What is section 10, class? Amanda, what section 10? Nako, inantok na. Renmar, what section 10? Section 10 is what? Okay. Number 16 is what? Okay. 23. Very good. Okay. What is COR? Hindi na ikaw. Si Mel ulit. Etchusin ko si Mel. Mel. What is COR, Mel? What do you mean by COR? Okay, akala ko Mel hindi mo alam. Mel, ha? Mel, pag hindi mo alam yun, Mel, hindi ka mai-issuehan nun. Charing lang, okay? Alam ko makakakuha ka, Mel. Okay. Next, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following metallic fixative is commonly used in tissue photography? I think I mentioned that one. Oh, we're here at, we're doing histopathology now. Let's see how many people were able to get that correctly. Number 36. 36, a lot of people were able to, oh my gosh, half of the people were able to answer. 56% of you guys got it correctly. Medyo nahirapan kayo, class. Class, the only reason why we're using something as deadly as mercury is because we want to photograph something. Okay? Imagine niyo, class, gagamit ka ng mercury, magpapakapagod ka, 'di ba? Okay? Mercury ang correct answer. I think some people dispersed ang answers natin. 13 people answered letter A, 20 people answered B. Okay, so medyo kailangan nating alalahanin yun, class. Okay? Which of the following methodologies is not utilized in decalcification? Ion selective electrode splitting, electrophoresis, chemical decalcification, ion exchange resin principle. How many people were able to answer this one correctly? Okay, so medyo okay tayo nito. 53 people were able to answer this one correctly. That is fine enough. That is fine. The correct answer is letter A. Okay, number 37, the correct answer is letter A. Class, this is how you measure electrolytes. Okay, it has nothing to do with decalcification. Okay, this is how you measure electrolytes. Yan yung principle niya. Okay, specifically chloride. Okay, dinagdag ko lang yan to confuse students. All of these are applied as a decalcification method. Okay, next. Ultra thin microtomy is for tissue photography, electron microscopy, enzyme histochemistry, molecular pathology. Let's see how many people were able to answer that correctly. The correct answer is letter B, electron microscopy. Ultra thin microtomy is at around less than 5 micra. Okay? And you need a thin enough sample when you are using electron microscopy. Why? Because you are bombarding the tissues with electrons. That is what is being recorded in the microscope. Okay? You get photographs for electron microscopy. Okay? You don't get like a whole slide in electron microscopy. You're basically getting a picture of a specimen that has been bombarded by electrons. Okay? In electron microscopy. So you need as thin of a sample as possible. Hence the term ultra thin. Yun lang yung tatandaan ninyo. Which of the following is not a known clearing agent? Toluene, chloroform, cedarwood oil, or Canada balsam? All of these are clearing agents. They have as close of a refractive index to water, except for Canada balsam, Balsamea canadea. Okay, or Canada balsamea is the scientific name. The this one is a mounting medium. Okay, so it's from a tree bark. Okay. Last question for this histopathology cycle. Paraffin wax should be heated no higher than. Let's see how many people were able to answer that one. Number 40, a lot of people were able to answer. 74% of the class were able to answer this one correctly. It's at 70 degrees Celsius. Okay, next. So I don't have to explain that much to you guys. What else? How much time do we have, dear moderator? According to Sir Marco, we're around at I'll be around, I think, 5 o'clock still. 3:34. Oh my gosh, we almost finished it. Okay, so you have time for questions at the end, diba? So save your questions for the end if you have one. Okay, the roster of medical technologists is prepared by. May nagtaas ka agad ng kamay. Hoy, chill. Hoy, sino yung nagtaas ng kamay? Ha? 60. 60. Tama ba? Baka mamaya ako nagkamali. Wait lang. Tingnan ko yung ano ko. Tingnan ko yung... Thank you, Lilzo. Oh, letter A nga. Tama. Pag 70 degrees, nawasak na yung ano. Okay? Nawasak na yung tissue mo. Okay? That is as close to 100 kasi kapag magtutunaw ng ano ng gold. So 60 is the ano. Okay, nagulat naman ako kay Lilzo. Okay, roster. We're going back to MTL. The roster of medical technologists is prepared by the Board of Medical Technologists, right? Because COMT is just for what? COMT is for MedTech Education. BOMT Registration. Tatandaan nyo lagi, ha? MTs. And gawin na lang natin medical laboratory, MTLs, medical laboratory, MLTs and MTs. Ganun. Kasi kasama rin pala yung medical laboratory technicians. Health lang. Health. Higher education nga eh. Meaning, college level schools in general. Okay? In general. But anything related to the education of medtechs, College of Council of Medical Technology. For college level schools in general, lagyan natin yan, in general, CHED yun. Okay? What section of RA 5527? Parang tinanong ko na to kanina, di ba? Parang inulit ko lang siya. The roster is what? What ano? Renmar ulit. Section, di ba? Bonus na to. Pag ito ba naman may nagkamali pa rin sa number 42. Di ba? Oh, bakit hindi ka sure? Okay. Okay lang. Okay, chill. Chill ka lang, chill ka lang. Hindi ako galit. Okay? So, meron pa rin nagkamali. Tingnan nga natin kung ano, kung almost the same yung 35. Kung almost the same yung dispersion. Ibig sabihin nun hindi nag-backread yung ano. Almost the same yung ano. Almost the same yung errors nila. So, yung error, I means it correlates namin ng hula lang. Hindi. Mas mataas ang ano. Bakit hindi? Bakit hindi kayo talaga haklas? 75% 75% ang nakatama. Tapos nung 30 nung sa previous one. So I'm doing analysis class because maybe something wasn't explained to you guys. Okay? So that future generations will. So see class, bakit ganon? Ang layo ng dispersion ng ano ninyo. Okay? So pinag-aaralan ko kasi class yung yung dispersion kasi it is for me to better do my job the next time I get invited to do lectures. Okay? So it's not just for you guys, but it's also for me to see whether or not I'm explaining something clear that can be whatever I'm lecturing on is absorbed readily by my students. It's like if it's like me just talking and reading my lectures to you guys, you won't be able to absorb, right? So the reason why we're doing analysis is that we could better help you guys out if, for example, the unfortunate thing happened in the to whatever you guys are doing right now, or other people in the future. Okay? So please be understanding kapag tinitingnan ko. Hindi ako namamahiya class ha. We're doing analysis on this one. So the correct answer is section 48. Okay, which of the following is not part of the penal provisions of RA 5527? Falsely using another person's license number, practicing medical laboratory not. Okay, so not. Practicing medical technology with an expired license, a duly registered physician practicing under an accredited residency program. Okay, reporting a drug result as negative even though this reveals to be a positive. Penal provisions. Penal provisions. So, when you say penal provisions, these are something that is punishable by law. Okay? So it has nothing to do with the physician. So the correct answer to that one is number 40 is letter C. Okay? Because this is the inhibition of the practice of medical technology. Okay? These things, penal provision. When you say penal, has a penitentiary. Okay? So penitentiary ang pinag-uusapan. So krimen ang ginagawa nila. Although you are not registered as a medical technologist, you are not inhibited from practicing medical technology because you are training to become a physician under a pathology residency program, which is a laboratory related profession. Okay? So, or certification exam. So tama ang lahat. 85.7. Mayroon pa rin sumagot ng letter D. Okay, so sir, ano pong answer sa 44 and 40? Hang on a sec. So top of 28, section 28, 44, section, okay. Oo nga, hindi natin nasagot na ano to. Amendments, sorry. True or false? If there are amendments in any sections of RA 5527, what other sections of the law are there? Ay, sorry. Hindi, mali pala ako ng ano. Kaya pala may dispersion. Sorry naman, class. Hindi ko binasa itong ano. Nag-skip ako sa roster. Sorry naman. Roster is 28, 42. Sorry, nag-skip ako. Sorry, ito pala tayo. Dito pala tayo. True or false? If there are amendments in any sections of RA 5527, the other sections of the law are not affected. True, because sections are because each section of RA 5527 has a separability clause. False. The whole law must be reviewed and changed as each section are interrelated. False. The law is just and cannot be subjected to amendments. False. The law under the Philippine Constitution is open for scrutiny by the Supreme Court, and therefore, if an amendment proposes to change a section of RA 5527, the whole law must be invalidated and replaced and updated. What was my lesson that I told you guys earlier? The more ridiculous the statement is, the more likely it's not the correct answer, right? Everything else sounds ridiculous, right? Look, the whole law must be reviewed and changed as each section is interrelated. This is kind of ridiculous, right? The law is just and cannot be subjected to amendments. Ano yun, hindi pwedeng baguhin yung ano. So, di ba? It sounds ridiculous. The law under the Philippine Constitution. Char lang to, class, yung iba. Okay? The correct answer is letter A. Okay? And separability clause is under what section? Renmar ulit. Kasi busy si ano, busy, parang feeling ko busy si Mel ngayon. Si Renmar muna ang etusin ko. Oh, 30, sure ka? Charing lang, alam ko tama ka. 30, yes. What's number 28? Renmar, that is the roster of medical technologists, right? Roster. What's number 29? Renmar. 29. Ang bagal ni Renmar, penal provisions tayo. Bakit anong penile? Hoy! Anong penile? Nakakaloka ka, Renmar, ha? Penal. Hoy, bakit penile? Saan nang galing yung penile? Naloka kaming dalawa ni Audrey. Audrey, naloka ka din? Naloka din si Audrey. Natawa bigla si Audrey. Hoy, Renmar, hindi yan penile. Walang I. AL lang, ha? Penal. Nakakaloka ka, ha? Separability clause. And number 31 is repealing clause. Di ba iniisa-isa talaga natin? Okay. Which of the following is not part of the penal provision? So everybody was able to answer that one. Okay. Now we're moving back to histopathology. Oh, I think maraming nagkamali dito. Number 46. Oh no. 36.3 were able to answer this one correctly. We're able 36% of people were able to answer this one correctly. Majority of the people chose letter D and letter C, which are extremely correct. When you say peer review, class, let me explain what is peer review. Peer review is when you're working in a laboratory, and let's say for example, Andrea, Lilzo, Mel, Audrey, Peter John, and Dignos. Hindi ko talaga maano. Mamaya sabihin mo sa akin kung paano ko babasahin ng pangalan mo, ha. Dignos. So all three of them are working, for example, in the clinical in an anatomical laboratory. When you say something is peer reviewed, Andrea, Nicole, Lilzo, Mel, Audrey all voted that this is a test that is feasibly used in our laboratory. So, may pagdadaanan siyang proseso. Hindi yung nagbid si Renmar, akin yung pinakamura. Kunyari, for example, si Renmar yung product specialist ng isang ano na to, tapos may sales representative siya, mga partners. Sabi, akin yung pinakamura. $30 pesos per test lang ang test na to. Pero madami siyang madaming errors. So obviously Andrea, Lilzo, Mel, and Audrey will say, ayaw namin. Madaming error, tas laging nasisira ang machine. Pero yun yung sinasabi nating peer review. Ibig sabihin, everybody who works in the same department gets to have a say. Okay, may comment yan. They would have to rate it 1:10 depending on the laboratory policy. Okay, even as simple as the syringe that they're using. If your hospital has a good peer review policy, or it follows a peer review policy, hindi yung palakasan system, you would have that one. That is what you call peer review. Yung parang magbobotohan kung sino ang nagusto nito. Hindi yung dahil si Renmar kaibigan ninyong lahat, bibili kayo kay Renmar kahit na madaming error yung machine. Okay? So yun yung peer review. Kasi nakita ko ang daming sumagot ng peer review. Feeling ko hindi na-explain sa inyo yung ano na yan. Yung ibig sabihin niyan. Um, all of this is obviously not an answer for this one because the question is which of the following is considered to be the main disadvantage of using X-ray technology to be determined the completeness of decalcification. Lack of peer review is not a good answer for that one because it depends on hospital per hospital. Okay? Subjectivity to the test has something to do with um, physical physical determinants naman. Yung pinch method at saka yung pinch method at saka yung what do you call this? Pinch method. That is or poking method or using a dissecting probe is considered as a subject is considered to be subjective. Kasi kasi malay mo merong again, yung peers natin, for example, Andrea Licole and Lilzo has diabetic nephropathy. 'Di ba? Hindi nila mararamdaman, syempre. Iba yung feeling ng pinch sa kanila. That is subjectivity. But Peter, John, and Audrey, and Mel, they would have the same result. But again, because there is subjectivity, sa tingin ni Andrea at saka ni Lilzo, since they have diabetic nephropathy, ay incomplete yung yung what do you call this, yung X-ray yung physical test na yon. Impracticality is the correct answer actually, class, because not a lot of hospitals have X-ray. Mahal ang machine na yan. Okay? Mahal. Imaginein mo isang sample lang i-X-rayin mo, 'di ba? The cost of that one is expensive. It's extravagant. Yun yung nilagay ko as number 1. Okay? Okay, let's talk about number 47. Which of the following is not an example of a mounting medium? A resinous mounting medium. So resinous. So merong ano to, mostly of these are when you say resinous, I think I mentioned last week that this is mostly artificial or created by a factory, right? So obviously if it's glycerin, this could have been something from fats. You could have extracted this from fats. Glycerin is actually a example of that one. DPX is a chemical. Canada balsam also forms a resin, and clarite also forms resin. Ano yung madaling shortcut ko pag resinous versus aqueous mounting medium? Pag nabubulok, 'di ba? Glycerin nabubulok 'yan, class, 'di ba? The rest, it takes a long time before it expires or becomes unusable. It takes years. Okay. Which of the following uses iodine-based ripening medium? Madaming nagkamali dito. Let's see how many people were. Only 20 people were able to answer this one correctly. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin siya. Which of the following utilizes an iodine-based ripening medium? Okay? Isa-isahin natin. What do you think? Nasa na ba ako? Let me go back to that one. But hindi ko makita ang ano. Am I showing the same thing to you guys? Bakit iba ang sa akin? Tama ba ang choices ko? Ehrlich hematoxylin, Harris hematoxylin, Coles hematoxylin, Mayer's hematoxylin? Tama ba, class? Moyo? Same ba yung pinapresent ko sa inyo? Ba't parang iba sa akin? Ba't parang nagbaliktad? So, nag-umpisa tayo sa Ehrlich, Harris, Coles, and Mayer's, di ba? Tama? Okay. Alright, let's go one by one. Memorize ko naman siya. One by one. Harris hematoxylin. What is used as a ripening medium? Harris hematoxylin. Nasaan na yung ano ko? Ayusin natin. Baka... Okay. So for early hematoxylin, what we're using is sodium iodide. Sodium iodide. Harris hematoxylin uses mercuric chloride. Cole's hematoxylin uses alcoholic iodine. And Mayer's hematoxylin uses sodium iodide as well. The question is all of the following except. So it's Harris. The correct answer is Harris hematoxylin. Okay? Clear? Okay. Ay, ba't tinouchscreen ko yung monitor ko? Hindi pala siya touchscreen. Using H&E technique, number 49. Let's see how many people were unable to answer this one correctly. I need to emphasize this one because this one is important. There was one question in the board exam that asked ripening agents. Okay? Number 49. A lot of people were able to answer this one correctly, but sorry, somebody texted me. Number 49. 35 people were able to answer this one correctly. Using H&E, which of the following is not a suitable fixative to use on specimens? Which of the following? H&E. If you're using H&E, you must avoid lead. Why? H&E uses Harris hematoxylin. Okay? Hematoxylin and eosin. Most of the time, Harris hematoxylin is the ripening agent. The stain that they use for H&E, majority of the time is Harris hematoxylin. If you use lead, it will react with the what? With the ripening agent, and therefore it will form lead chloride. Okay, lead chloride. So that's why it's important for you guys to not only remember your basic chemistry, but also memorize some questions so so we avoid certain problems with this one. The other ones are stable enough. Okay? So this is to avoid lead chloride formation. Okay? From the ripening agent of most for most HME preparation. Preparations. Okay. In most staining techniques used in histopathology laboratories, ammonia water is a ripening agent, a bluing agent, a ripening agent, a stabilizing agent, or a preservative. Ammonia water is actually used as a bluing agent. Okay? Bluing agent. It's colorless, but when reacted with something as basic, something as acidic as eosin, it will turn the certain parts of your slide blue. Hence the term bluing agent. Okay? How many people were able to answer that one correctly? A lot of people did not select the correct answer. They selected stabilizing agent. We didn't discuss stabilizing agent and preservatives because this depends on the manufacturer. Remember, class, that the only thing that you need to remember in histopathology when it comes to stain preparations and other reagents related to stains is ripening agents and bluing agents, as they are mostly standard. Okay? So remember ripening agents. Remember stabilizing agents. Preservatives are more likely to be changed based on manufacturer's preference. Okay? So, mostly these things are the one that you will remember. Bluing agent. Ewan ko bakit mali yung spelling niya. Sa libro, bluing ganyan ang spelling. Okay? Next, 51. The maximum, oh, let's go to my MTL again. Malapit na tayo matapos. The maximum sentence for the suspension of an RMT license is, I think a lot of people were able to answer this one correctly. The correct answer is not more than 2 years. Okay, that is correct. A suspended license is a lifetime punishment. Again, ridiculous. The more ridiculous it sounds, the more likely it's not the correct answer. Okay. Okay, how many votes does it take to get a license suspended by the presiding committee investigating an RMT misconduct? Suspended, suspended. What's the difference between suspension versus revocation? Who here still remembers what's the difference between suspension and revocation? May question ako doon. 46 and 47. Balikan natin 46, 47. Saglit lang, class. 46, impracticality due to expensive equipment. 47 is glycerin, di ba? Among these things, mabilis mabulok ang glycerin. Most of the time. Okay? Di ba yun yung pinaalala ko sa inyo, class, last time? Next. Asan na ako? Nawala ako. Ito. Who here knows the difference? Sino yung nagtaas ng kamay kanina? Who here knows the difference between suspension versus revocation? Anybody? Raise your hand if you know what's the difference between revocation. In terms of voting, alam ko in-explain ko yan sa inyo, class. Audrey, oh my goodness, Audrey, girl, you are on fire today. I think si Audrey makakapasa. Vote-wise? Okay. Permanent. Okay, very good. Unless appealed. Okay? There's an appeal. Okay? Permanent. Okay. Very good. Hindi lang 2 hindi naman 2 of 3. Ikaw naman. Grabe ka naman. Pwedeng 1 of 2, 2 of 3. 0 of 3, ibig sabihin walang bumoto, lahat sila absent. Walang ganon, class. May nag-select pa rin ng answer na 0/3. Sasakalin ko yon. Sino yung nagsagot ng umamin na? Sino sabi? Feeling ko si Renmar yun. May sumagot ng 0/3. Gusto lang yung painitin ng ulo ko. May isang sumagot. Majority of the class answered 2 of 3. Okay? Okay, so this means it's majority vote or there's a vote. Okay? Okay. 1 of 3, but hindi kasama ang 1 of 3 kasi nga majority versus unanimous pala siya. 3 of 3. Unanimous. Okay? Okay, this is temporary. And this one is permanent. Okay? Unless appealed. All right. Number 51. Sorry. Excuse me lang, class. May kumulam ata sa akin. Charing lang. Alright, let's continue. Um, Investigation of RMT misconduct is usually is discussed in. Ay, pinatutulog na ako ni Alexa. Chill ka lang. May time pa ba ako? Time na ba ako or extend pa? Charot. Pinatutulog na ako. Anong oras na dyan sa Pilipinas? Kindly remind me again. Ay, oo nga pala, may daylight savings nga pala, kaya pala nagbago. Sorry. Nag-daylight savings pala. Kaya pala. Okay. So may 1 hour pa tayo, class. So matatapos natin to within 1 hour. Okay. Nasaan na tayo? Saan yung notes ko? Tama ba ang aking number 53 na tayo? Related to 51, investigations of RMT misconduct are discussed under what section of RA 5527? Is that correct? Right? Investigation? Administrative investigation is discussed under number 20, section number 24. Okay? Section number 24. What is section 20? Who here can answer all of this? Sino nag-memorize? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Anybody? I will call somebody if nobody wants to raise their hand or volunteer. I'll call Aaron Kirby. Aaron. What's number 20? Section 20. Okay. What about 22? Kirby. Yes, Kirby. Okay. Issuance of COR. Nope. 22 is, sorry, is the fees that you have to pay. The fees that you have to pay. Number 28 is, paulit-ulit, roster of RMTs. Okay? Alright, thank you, Kirby, Aaron Kirby. Okay, next. What is the punishment for healthcare facilities that improperly dispose of HIV-contaminated paraphernalia? I think a lot of people answered this one correctly also, so we're not going to delve deep into that one. Oh, 52% of people answered correctly. So half of the class got this incorrectly. Sad. The correct answer for that one under the blood banking law that we discussed is letter C, 10 years imprisonment. Bakit, sir? 1994, di ba? Sinabi ko sa inyo, class, the more recent, the more harsh the harsher the punishment. Di ba? Sinabi ko sa inyo yan, class, dati. Number 45. Malilito kayo dito. Alam ko maraming nalito dito. Nasaan na? 45. Which of the following is not part of the NBS Act of Newborn Screening Act of 2024? How many people were able to answer that one? A lot of people answered cretinism. Okay? Cretinism. A lot of people answered cretinism. It's actually letter D. Okay? Cretinism is hereditary hypothyroidism. Congenital hypothyroidism. Okay? So letter D is the correct answer for this one. Binaliktad ko lang sila. Okay? So ito hypo, ito hyper. This is the correct answer, letter D. Okay? So inechos ko lang kayo dyan, class. Next. Which of the following is not a metallic fixative? Brazil's picroformal, B5 fixative, potassium 10% NBF, or potassium dichromate. Everything is metallic except for 10% neutral buffered saline. Diba? Picrate based. B5 fixative is what? B5 fixative is made of what? What metal? B5 fixative. Anybody? Mga kabarkada niya, Heidenhain Sousa, Zenker formol, Zenker fluid, which is what? Mercury. And potassium dichromate is obviously chrome. Chrome based, okay? Hindi Google Chrome, ha? Okay? Acid hematine formalin of what pigments? I think last year we had the picture of that one, if I'm not mistaken. Renmar, do you still remember that lecture that we have? I showed you guys a picture of of um, of acid formalin hematine. Did I show you guys that picture, Mel? Lil Zo? I think you were my students last year, right? We had a picture of that one, right? This year, hindi ako nagbigay ng pictures kasi ang focus natin is more on stains. Para naman ano kayo, well-rounded individuals kayo, class. So acid formalin hematine is, let's see how many people were able to answer that correctly. Hang on a sec. Number 57. Number 57, a lot of people answered this one correctly. Okay. Which of the following is a stain for bile pigments? Napakadali niyan, class. What's the correct answer? Obviously, it's not Janus green because we just mentioned earlier this is a supravital stain for mitochondria, right? It's a supravital stain. Pearl's Prussian blue is for hemosiderin. Okay? What's the answer? Oh, somebody raised their hand. Yes, Mel. Brown black. Brown black. Nasaan ang black? Bluish black ang nakalagay. Which one is the closest to black? Brown. Red, di ba? Di ba? Subjectivity, di ba? Remember, subjectivity. Papakita ko sa klase kung anong itsura ng acid hematine para hindi kayo maloka, okay? Let's put that on hold later, okay? Pakita ko sa kanila para alam nila kung anong itsura, okay? Kayo naman napaka-strict sa Wait, hanapin ko na yung picture para Hanapin ko na yung picture para prepared tayo. Saan ba? Ito ba ang nyo? Red siya ha, class. Wait lang. Hanapin natin yung lecture ko dati para makita nila. Mamaya na, tapusin muna natin. Ito baka maubusan ako ng time. Paalala mo sa akin, raise your question again. Raise your question again at the end of the lecture, at the end of the subject, at the end of the Mel and Lilzo, okay? Inaasahan kong nyo ako, nyo sa akin mamaya. Okay? Benzidine nitroprusside or how many people were able to answer this one correctly muna? 58. A lot of people answered the incorrect answer. The incorrect one. Melin stain. Melin is the correct one. Okay? Which of the following material can be used for honing? A microtome knife. Can be used for honing a microtome knife. Number 59 is letter A, Belgium yellow. Honing and stroping. All of this are used for stroping. This is the only one for honing. Diba? Which of the following is a vital stain? We mentioned that one earlier, Janus green. Okay? Complete the passage below. Oh my gosh, Code of Ethics. I mentioned that you guys have to review on this one, right? Code of Ethics. Okay? Who here can complete the passage? Is it fellow men and women of the profession, fellow medical technologists and other professionals, fellow medical technologists and physicians, fellow human beings? Sino yung nagtaas ng kamay? Patrick! Patrick, welcome back to the class. Okay. Chill, okay lang naman. Fel I love it. Kompleto talaga, oh. Paki-recite nga yung buo, Patrick. Char. Char lang, Patrick. Char lang. Okay. Who is the current PAMED president? Bakit nandyan si Inday Sara? Ba't nandyan si Inday Sara? Ba't ko nilagay dyan si Inday Sara? Anong pumasok sa utak ko? Okay, who here knows the correct answer? That was your assignment last week. Diba? Who here knows the answer? Majority of the class answered correctly naman. Patrick. Okay, very good. That was your answer last week. Ay, that was your question. That was your assignment last week, di ba? So I gave emphasis on that one. According to Section 8 of the National Blood Services Act of 1994, ito tayo. Ano bang itsura? No person should be coerced to donate blood. No person should pay for blood bags. All blood product facilities should operate on a non-profit basis. Blood banks should routinely check the quality assurance of tests prior to operation and issuance of blood products. Number 33, a lot of people were able to answer this one. Right? This one. That was the question that I asked Renmar earlier, di ba? Di ba Renmar? Tinanong ko naman sa iyo yan kanina. Which of the following agencies accredits newborn testing sites for personnel? Is it the PRC? Is it BHFS? DOH, or the Philippine Medical Association? Who here knows the answer? I think some people still got this incorrectly. But let's see. Let's ask someone in random. I've never asked Marion anything except for this one. Marion, what's your answer on this one? Number 64. Moyo. Number 64. Which government agency accredits newborn testing sites and personnel? PRC, BHFS, DOH, or PMA? Let me repeat the choices. Professional Regulations Commission, Bureau of Health Facilities and Services, Department of Health, PMA, or Philippine Medical Association. Moyo. Wild guess. It's okay to guess. Don't worry. Nako. Nagtago si Moyo sa akin. Nagtampo ata. Sir naman. Grabe ka naman sa akin. Sige, si Amanda na lang. Amanda. Everybody got it. Amanda, what's your answer for number 64? Which government agency accredits newborn testing sites and personnel? PRC, PHFS, DOH, or PMA? Or Philippine Medical Association? No. No. Yeah, it's incorrect. PRC. Sige, Moyo. Nope. The correct answer is DOH. Sino ba magbibigay ng exam sa atin? Di ba DOH? A lot of people actually got this. A lot of you guys actually got this correctly. I'm confused. So siguro si Amanda at saka si sila yung mga nakasagot na mali. Okay lang yan, class. Majority of you guys naman nakasagot na. Okay, we're going back to ano pa rin pala tayo. Which of the following is not, nilagyan ko na ng underline, part of the job of the Council of Medical Technology? They facilitate the oath-taking ceremony. They prepare the examinations for RMT board exams. They investigate the provisions against the provisions of RA 5527. A lot of people got this correctly. I love it. Y'all are still reading, okay? All of these, because these are responsibilities of the Board of Medical Technology. Diba? Ano ang sinabi ko kanina? Council of Medical Technology, they are responsible for the curriculum or education of future medtechs. Okay? Okay. Clear? Clear ba ang difference sa inyo class ng board at saka Now let's go to histopathology. A lot of people were able to answer this one correctly. Hopefully, you bring this energy to your exams in hematology because the correct answer is pearl Prussian blue. I am not going to delve deep into that because majority of you guys answered this one correctly. I mustn't explain that one in 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 detail. All right. Bakit nawala ang aking screen? All right. Anong nangyari sa screen ko? Ayan. All right. Na tayo dito sa stains natin. Sherlock R. Stains what components of tissue samples? Sherlock R. Grabe naman to, sir. Ang lalim naman ng ng mga tanungan. Proteins class. Ano bang tini-stain natin with proteins? Ano bang tini-stain natin with nucleic acid and glycogens? Diba? Sherlock R. Lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and glycogen. Let's see how many people were able to answer this one correctly. Oh, scattered. Only 35% answered this one correctly. 32 of you, to be exact. 32 of you were able to answer this one correctly. Let's see from the class who answered the correct answer. I'll call somebody in random and let's see what you answered. Mel, what did you answer for number 67? Sherlock R stains what components of tissues? Sherlock R, what was your answer? It doesn't matter if you're wrong or incorrect. If you're wrong or correct. Wrong. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Naku, nagkopyahan kayo. Mali daw sila. Mali tayo. Natawa ako. Natawa ako. Okay. Alright. Proteins, mamaya puntahan natin yan isa-isa, class. Remember class, your Sudans? 'Di ba? Naalala niyo yung mga Sudan niyo? Sudan B, Sudan 4, 'di ba? Or Sudan 5. Sudan 5, Sudan B at saka Sudan 4. 'Di ba dalawa 'yon? At saka may oil red O tayo. What do they stain? Lipids, 'di ba? Sherlock R, the other name for Sherlock R is Sudan 4. It stains lipids, okay? Proteins, ang ini-stain natin with proteins is your gamma calcium, 'di ba? Tatlo ang I think we have like a lot of them, but I'll give you guys example. Alkaline fast green. What else? Fulgen stains, 'di ba? Okay? Alright? These are both combined with nucleic acids and methylpionine for methyl green pionine. Okay? Okay? For your glycogens, this includes your carmines, 'di ba? Guys, remember your not carmine, sorry. PAS. What's PAS? Periodic acid shift, right? Periodic acid shift and your periodic acid shift with diastase. 'Di ba? Nakalimutan niyo na? Tsaka yung best carmines. Yung best carmine. Not just carmine na, best carmine. Okay? If you really want to go into the into the obsolete ones, you also have Langhans iodine or iodine in general. That is the oldest stain in the world. Langhans iodine or best carmine. PAS with diastase or PAS in general. Okay? PAS stands for periodic acid shift. Okay? So this one is combined. This one there's only 3. Sudan Black B, SBB. Okay? Sherlock R or Sudan 4. Or Oro. Okay? Oil red O. So the correct answer for this one is your letter A. Okay? Next. It is specific for which one? Because number 67, I just wanted to see if you guys just guessed it. I'm assuming you did. I'm assuming majority of you did because there is a disbursement in majority of everybody's answer. You see, if these 32 people knew what Sherlock R is for, there's also going to be 32 answers correct. There's going to be also 32 correct answers, or almost 32 in number 68. And I'm assuming because there were more correct answers for number 68, I'm assuming some of you guys just guessed. I am assuming. I'm not saying it is 100%, but I am assuming that majority of you guys guessed, because majority of the people guessed correctly. It's triglycerides. Okay? All right. Okay, so clear on that one. What else? 69. The main safety concern with handling picric acid in anatomical laboratories is that it's highly explosive. Okay, number 69. How many people got this correctly? Okay, very good. Half of you guys got it correctly, which means you are allowed to work in a. Half of you guys are allowed to work, should be allowed to work rather, in an anatomical pathology laboratory. The ideal concentration for dehydrating embryonic samples. Sinabi na kanina yan ng aking anak na smart na, pretty pa. Tingnan natin kung may nakikinig. What about, let's talk about with Carl. Let's talk with Carlo Dizon. Carlo Dizon, what's the answer to number 70? Carlo? Oh, Carlo is not there. What about Joyce Shaira Aquino? Joyce. Joyce. Embryonic tissues, yes. Sinabi na kanina ng anak ko yan. 30%. Very good. Oh my gosh. May nakikinig pala kay Renmar. Hindi lang pala puro kabadingan ang pinag-uusapan namin lagi ni Renmar. No? I'm so happy na may naalala ka may naalala ka Shaira. Can you guys give a round of applause for Shaira? Okay? Let's go with the next one. How much percentage of clinical chemistry how much is the percentage of clinical chemistry in the board examinations for Philippine medical technologists, or RMTs? 10%, 20%, 30%, and 40%. We only have two choices here. Let's eliminate C and D, because nothing although pa-major si clinical chemistry. Kasi the rest of them, they would have probably just a minimal amount of brain power. Clinical chemistry takes a lot of brain power, di ba class? Although pa-major siya, 20% lang din siya class. Okay? 100%, 100 items din siya. Ha? Don't forget, 100 items yan class. Okay? 100 items. Ilalagay ko lang class just so you know. Okay, next one. Which government entity receives recommendation as to who will be the Council of Medical Technology? Who will be in the Council of Medical Technology? The President, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Vice President, or the Supreme Court? Who here knows the answer? Patrick. Very good. Correct. Ika nga ni Chris Aquino. Correct. All right. Let's move on. All clinical laboratories must provide a list of competencies, job details, and description, organizational charts, and personnel files, which can be found in the following clinical laboratory standards. Competencies, detailed job descriptions, organizational charts, personnel files. Is it human resource standards? Is it safety standards? Is it infection control standards, or technical standards? Who here? Lab management question. This is a lab management question, class. Let's see how many people got it correctly first before I ask somebody. A lot of people got it correctly. 67 people. 85 people. 85% of the people got it correctly. Patrick. Lab management ka. Patrick. Feeling ko magtatayo tayo ng laboratory eh. Yes, anything that has something to do with the workers, in terms of their jobs, okay? Human resource standards yan, okay? If you look at standards, if you're familiar with standards, accreditations like JCI, what else is there? JCI, even PhilHealth. PhilHealth will have standards also. They have checklists. What else? CAP accreditation, College of American Pathologists, and a lot of them will have standards. They will have a checklist. Okay, we'll check everything from worker status to license expirations. You will see it in the human resource standards. Right? According to RA 7719, what does it mean to be a walking donor? This was a question that I asked last year. Not a lot of people were able to answer that one. Quite disappointing, actually. But let's see how many people of you answered this one correctly. Oh, this year is different. I am proud of you guys. The correct answer for that one is letter A. A donor that has been listed by a government facility around a certain geographic location that can be contacted anytime to provide blood should the need arise. Very good. A walking blood donor. Okay? That is basically the definition of a walking donor. Not walk in, walking. This one is a random blood donor. This one is just ridiculous. PNRC, remember whose sole job is to no, that is just ridiculous. Okay, a person who has died but previously signed a legal document wherein there is a directive to extract blood. That this is a an organ donor. Okay, that's Organ Donation Act of 2001, I think, and we didn't discuss that last time because that's rarely discussed in the board exams. Okay, but again, do not ignore those laws. Okay, which government institution issues an LTO for clinical laboratories that have passed an inspection or that have passed inspection? DOH, DOLE, DPWH, BHFS. Let's see how many people got their government agencies correctly. DOH is the correct answer. Okay, very good. Toxicity, we're going back to histopathology. Toxicity is the main disadvantage of which alcoholic fixative? Number 76. A lot of people got this correctly. Methanol. Very good. You could get liver toxicity from this one. You could get, that's the next question for this one. Isopropanol is liver toxicity also. Butanol is also liver toxicity. The ice is mostly the one that is affected, right? For methanol, right? The other ones, this one I just added this one because I remembered tetracycline. I just remembered tetracycline in microbiology. Tetracycline for children, yellow teeth syndrome. Yellow teeth syndrome in children. That's why they don't give tetracycline for. I just remembered that one for microbiology. That one is something that I added because I was just let's add it. Let's just confuse people. Number 77. That was number 77, right? But still, a lot of people got it incorrectly, huh? Surprise, surprise. 51% of you guys answered this one. Optic nerve is the common target of methanol. Okay. What's the next thing? What's the most important step? What important step is important before casting? What step na lang? What step is important dapat yan? Pero you guys get the gist, right? So we're not gonna turn this into a bonus. What step is important before casting a tissue in an embedding mold? Place the sample in phenol to soften. Wash the sample in water. Orientation of sample according to pathologist direction. Heat the sample to remove excess heat clearing agent. Rule of thumb: the more ridiculous it sounds, the more likely it's the incorrect. So remove letter D. Okay, let's go one by one. Let me see first how many people got this one correctly. A lot of people got it correctly, thankfully. So embedding, when we're talking about embedding, we are casting it into a tissue block already. Okay, we're no longer infiltrating it. We're finished with that one. So phenol is something that we do. Softening with phenol or 4% phenol is something that we do with dehydration. Okay, washing it with water is decalcification. Fixation, sorry. Fixation and decalcification. Okay, specifically with EDTA. Right? So the correct answer for this one is letter C. Right? Which of the following is not an essential part of the microtome? The pawl, the knife and the knife holder, the block holder, the automated adjustment interface. Let's see how many people got this correctly. Oh, dispersed. 50% of you got this one correctly. 53% of you got this correctly. The correct answer is letter D. These are all essential parts, okay, of a microtome. The, obviously, you need a block holder to hold your tissue block. You need a knife and a knife holder to cut your block. The pawl is what you use to raise the knife as the block holder up and down if it's a rotary microtome. The pawl is the one that you use to move the microtome to cut the specimen. It's that big little knob that you move when you're cutting a specimen. The automated adjustment surface is interface rather. The automated adjustment interface, or the AAI, is actually a interface that is added for automated tissue cutters or tissue sectioning um, microtomes, or sorry, not for microtomes that have an automated function. And it's not essential because even though some of the microtomes with this interface have it, most histotechnicians, based on my experience, still use the pawl, the knife, and the block holder. So it's not essential. It is good to have this one, but it is not essential. Audrey, gumising ka. Charet. Charet lang. Alam ko hirap na kayo. Giraffe na kayo, class. Malapit na tayong matapos. Nasa 80 na tayo. Audrey, chill ka lang. Which of the following type is the most dangerous microtome? I think I discussed this because this is a question in the BOC manual. Who here knows the answer to this one? Mel, do you know the answer to this one? Very good, because the sliding microtome has an exposed knife, right? All other ones, they have an exposed knife, but they are in an angle. Okay, this one has an exposed knife that is positioned horizontally. Okay, all of this, they have like a cover for that one. You won't get cut unless you put your hand directly with that one. But with the sliding microtome, if you just accidentally pressed your palm on top of the actual microtome, you would get badly hurt. You would probably lose a finger if it's too sharp. Okay, so the sliding microtome is the most dangerous one. We're going back to histotechnology, to MTL. How many medical laboratory technicians can be supervised by a registered medical technologist according to the Philippine Clinical Laboratory Act, or 4688? Who here can answer that question? Amanda. Wild guess, Amanda. Let's see if that is our correct answer. Let's see muna, tingnan muna natin, Amanda, before i-reveal ang tamang. Majority of the people answered this one correctly. So obviously, alam na alam ni Amanda yan. Okay? Next, let's move on to the next one. Specimen banking such as tissue. Ito na yung kanina pinag-usapan natin class, di ba? Specimen banking such as tissue, sperm, and egg banking are categorized as what type of clinical laboratory according to the Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964? It is a BCC, a blood collection center. Obviously, that's not the answer because we're talking about specimen banking, not blood banking. Limited service laboratory. So ito yung mga dialysis center, di ba? So that's not the answer. Tertiary laboratory could be a laboratory such as that, but it is more or less a specialized laboratory. A tertiary laboratory can have the same services, but because we're talking about tissue, sperm, and egg banking to be specific, this is a specialized laboratory. So specimen banking. Okay? So under the law, this is categorized as such, and they would have a different LTO. Okay? Next. Which of the following is the limitation of a mobile laboratory? Performing blood typing on site as part of a medical mission. Performing glucose trip on site as part of a church-sponsored medical mission. Performing phlebotomy on patients on site and sending the samples to a laboratory within 1 kilometer of the collection area. Di ba pinaikli ko lang 1 kilometer? Parang nasa kanto lang. Di ba? Parang turo-turo lang, no, class? Okay, so the correct answer for this one, let's see how many people got it correctly. The correct answer is letter D. No, a lot of people got it correctly. Limitation. Let me just put an underline on this one. I think everybody got tired already reading the questions and the cases. So please, please, please read carefully. A lot of people got this one incorrectly. This is one of the definitions of a mobile laboratory. We're talking about the limitation. Okay? Mobile laboratories can't do blood typing. They just collect. They can't do glucose strip testing. They can just collect. Okay? If there is a physician there, that's fine. But again, my question is mobile laboratory. Okay? Next, 84. 84. A lot of people answered the word not letter B. People who prepares the people who prepares the medical technologist licensure examination questions. Board of Technology. Board exam, Board of Medical Technology. It is not the Professional Regulations Commission. Okay? So, did somebody still answer number? Oh, there's still 15 people who answered that one. May the Lord guide you. Yun lang ang masasabi ko dun sa 15 people. Ilang beses ko na pinaulit-ulit yun. Okay. Okay. Anything related to the training and education of future clinical laboratory? Ito, napagod na ako. Kasi kanina ko papaulit-ulit. Oh. At least tama naman ng mga tao. Number 85. Number 84. Number 85 is letter A. Correct naman. 68 of you. Still 11 people. Sorry. 23 people got it incorrectly. May the Lord watch over you na lang. Okay? Kasi it's sayang ang points class. Every point should count, ha? Make sure every point counts. Best chelating Best chelating agent used for decalcifying samples that are to be subjected for immunohistochemistry. Nako. Madaming nagkamali dito. Class, careful. 86. Ay, hindi, madami palang tama. Disodium edita. Very good. Okay? This is an anticoagulant. Nilagay ko na nga dyan, hindi ko na nga inalis, di ba? Okay? Polyvinyl resin beads. This is a different one also. This is one of the pictures that I showed last year, and I think some of you guys still remember this. It's the same one. Thank you, University of Texas, for giving us a picture of this one. No, BOC manual, sorry. This is from the BOC manual. The fine black pigments in this tissue is known as... Somebody is talking. Hang on a sec. Alexa, stop. Okay. Somebody is talking on the other end. I hope you guys didn't hear that. The fine black pigments in this tissue is known as bone fragments, bone dust, charcoal-laden crystals, picric acid precipitate. We did discuss charcoal-laden crystals, but just so you know, you can find this in your analysis of urine and antibody fluids. We don't have time to discuss that one, but what we're looking for is actually bone dust or bone fragments. Who here knows the answer? Last year, right? This was the same question that I asked last year. Lil Zo, do you still know? Bone dust. Very good. Hinighlight ko na nga din eh. Tinitingnan ko lang, Lil Zo, kung nakatingin ka sa presentation actually. Okay. Which of the following will have resulted from this picture from 87, number 87? Bubbles in the mounting media as the cover slip is being added, a technical aside of histotechnologist. The dull microtome knife as a result of cutting under decalcified tissue. Contaminated clearing fluid. General tissue eosinophilia. So general tissue, you should remove general tissue eosinophilia. If you get cases like this, okay, we're asked in histotechnology. I'll give you guys a technique, okay? Test taking samples. But somebody still answered general tissue eosinophilia. There's 5 of you guys who answered this one, right? No, sorry. 11 of you guys answered general tissue eosinophilia. Number 88. Sorry, 9. We're not asking in histotechnology and cytopathologic techniques. I'm not going to ask you questions related to what is actually seen on the slide. I'm not going to ask you pathology questions. At the very least, I would ask you about argentophenoma and melanoma. Okay? Most people will not ask you questions about that one, but because last week we asked argentophenoma and melanoma, I just wanted to try out if you guys remembered. But in most histopathology questions in the board exam, they will not ask you about pathology. Okay? Well, that letter D over there, general tissue eosinophilia, is reserved for pathology residents who are going to take the board exam for pathology for their pathology licensures. Okay? So always take into consideration, oh, technical to. Okay? May kinalaman to sa mga medtech. Okay? When you sit your exams. Okay? So more or less you are going to troubleshoot something. Okay? So since we've removed this one as part of our questions and we know that this is bone dust, you are going to have an issue with a dull microtome knife because of under-decalcified tissue. Why? Because mounting media has nothing to do with bone dust. Diba? Contaminated clearing fluid has nothing to do with bone dust. Diba? Bakit class? Kasi clearing is after dehydration. And the problem that we're talking about here is decalcification. Diba? Clear? Okay? So that comes to our next question, which is a milky clearing solution is a result of unfixed specimen under decalcified tissue, over decalcified tissue, incomplete dehydration. So clearing solution na tayo. What comes before clearing? Anybody? What comes before clearing? F. Deceit. Audrey. Before clearing. What comes before clearing? Okay, so what's the problem here? Clearing solution is clear, di ba? Is supposed to be clear, but it is milky. So the problem here is that it's incomplete dehydration. Okay? Under decalcified tissue and over decalcified tissue and fixation, they are way beyond clearing. Di ba? So that the correct answer is letter D. So majority of the people got this correctly. I am so happy. I am overjoyed actually, class. Kasi madaming nakakasagot ng tama. Okay, the purpose of a flotation bath is to orient tissues to the embedding block, orient tissues to the slide prior to staining, orient tissues to the cassette after glossing, orient tissues in general. Tinamad na ako mag-isip ng gagawin na ilalagay ko sa letter D. So sa number 90, majority of the people got this correctly. We're not going to delve deep into that one, but just for your information, there is what we call a flotation bath. Okay, so what you do is after you section your samples with with tissue ribbons, you float it, scoop it up with the slide, and then wait for it to dry. Then put it in your staining. Staining machine if you have one. If you don't have one, wait for it to dry. Okay, and manually stain it by yourself. Okay, next, let's talk about histotechnology, MTL, sorry. All of the following are subjects taken up by MLS students in the Philippines in accordance to Section 6 of RA 5527 except botany, zoology, nuclear chemistry, and biostatistics. We're not going to delve deep into that one because everybody got this correctly. There's only 2 people who got this incorrectly. Oh, sorry, no, 6. 6 people. Oh. Class ha, yung every question counts. Wag magmamadali. Okay? Pag nakasagot na si Mel or si Lilzo, wag kayong kabahan. Malay nyo yung dalawang yan babagsak, 'di ba? Wag ma-stress, okay? Ilan ang binibigay na oras ni Sir Marco sa inyo kapag ka nag-exam kayo? Class? Kasi nakita ko dito there's a certain amount of people who made a lot of mistakes at the end with simple questions. Siyempre naghahanap ako ng explanation. Ilang oras ang binibigay ni Sir Marco? Class? 1 hour lang or 2 hours or 3 or more than 3? Mel, ilang oras binibigay sa inyo ni Sir Marco? Oh, that's more than enough. More than enough, di ba? Mm-mm. Hmm. Kasi at the very end siya eh. Sabi ko simple question siya, friend. Friend tuloy. Para ako nakipagchikahan sa kaibigan ko. kasi ang daming simple question siya pero ang daming nagkakamali. Nadidismaya ako, 'di ba? Nuclear chemistry, may nag-take ba ng nuclear chemistry dito, class? Except dun sa mga nag-shift okay? So yun, kasabi ko meron sayang, sayang ang points class. Um, 32 people got this, 31 people got it incorrectly. I'm disappointed kasi it's a simple, it's, di ba? Alright, next question. So ito Mel, hindi mo masasabing shading eh. Kasi ito alam ng lahat 1 year. Oh, 84 people got this correctly. Only one person got it incorrectly. So see, Mel, hindi mo masasabing shading eh. 'Di ba? At the end talaga, ito din isa ito. Dito nagdi-disperse pag mga ganto. Huwag kayong tamading magbasa class ha. Class, huwag kayong tamading magbasa. Sayang ang points. In accordance with the provisions under section 14 of RA 5527, what is section 14? Renmar, baka nakalimutan mo na binubuli kita today. Renmar, what is section 14? Naku, wala na si Renmar. Lilzo, what is section 14? Lilzo? Zoe? Are you still there? I can see your head. Hindi ka makakatago sa akin, Zoe. Babalik na lang ulit tayo kay Audrey. O sige, Audrey. Ikaw na lang, Audrey. Napapagod na yung mga tao magtingin-tingin. What is section 14, Audrey? Nako. Bakit hindi ka nagsasalita? Huwag ka mag-sorry. Nagtampo na ako. Kaagigil ka. Si Audrey na ang ano ko ngayon. Ang bago kong ano. Audrey, what? Inhibition of what? Ano? Inhibition of drugs in the Philippines? Okay, very good. So sino ang mga pwedeng mag-practice ng walang ng walang registration na kailangan? Duly registered physician? What else? Who else? Members of the US Army that were sent here in the Philippines, di ba? Or that were stationed here in the Philippines. Who else? College professors or presenters from other countries whose sole job is for that purpose only. So pupuntahan natin sila isa-isa class ha. Oh my goodness, ito yung mga katrabaho ko sa work. Major Dr. Maribel Domingo from the US Army stationed in the stationed in Subic, set to work in a health facility in the community. Dr. V. Arsenias, pinago ko lang yung pangalan niya, as a postgraduate infectious disease fellow from the University of Maryland Health System researching Candida auris. Ms. Lilzo, who is working for the Beckman Coulter for the Beckman Coulter company. That's supposed to be company. Nakalimutan ko lagay yung TM dyan. Dapat may TM yan eh. Presenting at a PAMIT convention about a new product that will revolutionize PCR methodologies in the Philippines. Or Mr. A. Batok Batok, a first-year medical student from the St. Luke's Medical Center College of Medicine. Who do you think here is not allowed to practice medical technology? Nalungkot ako dito kasi it's the same question. Iniba-iba ko lang yung pangalan ng pasyente. Ay, ng tao. Last year, binigay ko dito. Mayroon pa ring 47 people who got this incorrectly. I am disappointed. Sinabi natin, US Army. So pwede, di ba? Not inhibited. A postgraduate fellow. So postgraduate, ibig sabihin professor to. Di ba? Ang main job lang niya is to research Candida auris in the Philippines. A presenter for the PAMIT convention, from the PAMIT, for PAMIT convention only, di ba? So, A. Batok-Batok, first year medical student from St. Luke's. Hindi in-indicate kung nakatapos siya ng medtech. hindi din in-indicate kung ano siya. And if you look at it from a standpoint of a medical student, pathology is in second year. Hindi din sinabi yung pre-med niya. So, ibig sabihin, si batok-batok lang ang may problema. Okay? So, the correct one is, which of the following individuals are required to have a license? So, batok-batok lang ang merong kailangan ng license. Okay? So, disappointed ako kasi sana binasa. Okay? Number 94. A lot of you got this one correctly. I am happy. But there's still a lot of people who got this incorrect. Oh my goodness. 51% of you got this one correctly. Class, every point counts. Which of the following is not considered a penalty for anyone operating an unlicensed laboratory? Okay? So, isa lang naman ang ano natin. Isa lang naman uh, so, not considered a penalty siya. Not considered a penalty. Ano nga ang penalty natin? May fine na mura lang yon. Mura lang ang fine. 'Di ba? So, correct answer for this one, not considered. Okay? So, all of the following except dapat siya. Another one of that. Another alteration of all of the following except. Okay? 94. Both B and C. Okay? That's the correct answer. Both B and C. Okay? Because the fine is just 10 to 15,000. Imprisonment of not more than a year. Actually, not more than 6 months sa batas natin. So, napakababa. Di ba yan yung nireklamo ko last time? Di ba? Next. Number 95, tinamad na ako mag-isip ng question. The correct answer for this one is effectivity. When is the effectivity of RA 5527? When was rather the effectivity of RA 5527? Renmar, bawi ka sa akin, Renmar. Very good. June 21, 1969. Okay? Kung meron man kayong aalalahanin na date, yan yun. Okay? Next, let's go back to histopathology. Celloid embedded tissues are best sectioned by a more concave knife. So we're talking about concavity here. We didn't describe scalpel, so let's remove that from the discussion. I think somebody still answered the scalpel, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody still answered the scalpel. There was one person who chose scalpel. May God watch over you kung sino ka mang nakasumagot ka ng scalpel. Wala tayong pinag-usapan sa histopath. Wala akong sinabing scalpel for sectioning. Okay? Class, wala akong sinabing scalpel. Kung sino yung nag-iisang yon. May God watch over you. kailangan mong magrosaryo. Okay? Kailangan mong magrosaryo. Celloid embedded tissues are best sectioned by a more concave knife, a less concave knife, a knife without concavity. There are only two choices there. Right? A more concave knife or a less concave knife. So, who here knows the answer? Who's that? Patrick. Very good. Tinatanong yan class sa board exam. Hoy, mali ka. Less concave. Ano yung sinagot mo? Bakit yan ang sinagot mo? Sasakaling kita, ha? Sasakaling kita. Magro-rosaryo ka din. Pero hindi ka naman nagsagot ng scalpel. In fairness naman sa'yo. Oo, at least 'di ba? At least tinry natin. At least na partly correct ka. Concavity is there. Hindi mo sinagot ang scalpel. Hindi tayo gumagamit class ha, guys, hindi sa nang eechos ha. Guys. Class, concavity ng knife ang pinag-uusapan ha. Sectioning tayo pati. Okay? Kung pinag-usapan natin ang concavity, yung uga lang niya ha, okay? So if it's more concave, it is sorry. Less concave. If it's less concave, you are cutting celloidin. sections. Bakit class? Kasi pag siloidin kasi, mas malambot. Okay? Mas malambot. Kaya hindi kailangan mataas yung ano, hindi mataas yung concavity. Tandaan nyo lang pag mas malambot, pag siloidin kasi ang gamit natin, parang tinapay yung texture niya pag ginanon siya. Okay? Kapag mas marami yung uka niya, ang lalabas sa ano, ang lalabas sa ribbons ninyo class, parang intestine ng tao yan. Pag ano, pa cylindrical. Okay? Pag more concave ang knife nyo. Imagine niyo lang nagka-cut kayo ng ano, ng tinapay. 'Di ba? 'Di ba pag may curve yung tasty bread ninyo, anong tendency, class? 'Di ba parang hindi pantay yung hiwa nyo? 'Di ba? Ganun lang yun, class. Kasi malambot yung siloidine. Okay? Yun yung challenge doon. Okay? Next, frozen sections. Frozen sections is ideal for which of the following samples? Sinagot ko to kanina ni Amanda, I think. Okay? All of the above. We're not gonna take that into consideration anymore. Alright. This one is a little bit hard. Lendrum's fluoxene tartrazine staining is used to demonstrate. Let's see how many people were able to answer this one. Very hard. Mahirap tong question na to. Pinapahirapan ko kayo dito, class. Dispersed nga naman siya. 33% lang ang nakasagot. The correct answer is viral inclusion. Okay? Viral inclusion. Okay? Ano ba ang bacterial cell wall? Grams, di ba? Grams. Oramin, not oramin. Oramin rhodamine pala. Oramin rhodamine. Okay? For fungi, it's methenamine silver. Gamoris methenamine silver. Methenamine silver or Gamoris. Diba? Protozoan nuclei. Ano ba ginagamit natin? GEMSA, diba? GEMSA. Diba? Medyo mahirap to. Hindi ako nag-expect na ano. Siyempre magto-throw in tayo ng mahirap na content, diba? So please guys, basa-basa. Okay? Yan lang ang viral inclusion stain na ini-stain natin. It's actually used for traditional staining of rhabdivirus, which is this is basically silver. Usually it's rhabdivirus is the only thing that it's one of the few viral inclusions that you can stain in brain matter. Actually, it's for frozen section pa nga for brain matter, for rabies. Okay, rhabdivirus. Okay? Okay, this is a trick question. What is this set up for? Last year I asked this question also. Renmar, do you remember the answer to this question? Very good. This is what? This setup is what, Renmar? What are we doing here? What type of decalcification method? Nope, it's not. Anong ginagawa natin dito? Hindi ion selective electrodes. Electrophoresis. Okay? Electrophoresis ang ginagawa natin dito. Okay. The most important thing that you learned, you have learned from my bioethics lecture, MTL bioethics lecture is industriousness. Okay? Lahat yan puro kayabangan. Okay? Arrogance, entitlement, and indolence. Katamaran yung indolence. Okay? So, that is the end of our... Oh, sakto ako, no, Moyo? Alright, that's the end of our HTLM histopathology, cytopathologic techniques, MTLB post lecture. So I've included some lab management questions. Okay. Hopefully you still remember your lab man questions. Just two. I remember I put in two because since 2015 they've included lab management questions class. Okay, so be careful with your exam. Be mindful of your. Sometimes lab management questions are just the standards that they ask for accreditation purposes, and of course, hindi matatapos ang aking exam rationale kapag wala akong nilagay na words of wisdom. This one came from Avatar, The Legend of Korra. Kasi last week, di ba? Last week, niloko ko kayo last week. Di ba? when, when the world needed him most, he disappeared. So sabi ko, panood nga ulit ako ng Avatar. And I watched Avatar. And one of the most important things that I've got was from Uncle Iroh, which is, if you look into the light, you will often find it. But if you look for the dark, that is all you'll ever see. Okay? So that is also what you'll ever see if you did not study your exams. You will see darkness. Okay, class? All right? If you have questions, ano to? E-library, judiciary, the bookshop. Ano to? Hello sir, regarding lang sa question for bakit po sa RA 4667 under section 4 imprisonment for not less than a month but not more than a year or fine less than 1,000 pesos nor more than 5,000 pesos, sabi. Here po yung source. Hoy, hindi natin ginagamit yan as a source. Bakit ano to? Republic e-library judiciary. Oh, that gov siya. So, I will leave that for Sir Marco because this was that question was taken off from number 94. Balikan natin. If I remembered correctly, this was taken from a board exam question in the past. So they might have changed this one. Okay? That's the reason why we didn't discuss 4688 in length. Diba? Hindi ako nagsabi ng section sa RA 4688. Okay? So this was just lifted off of that one because katulad nyo, tinamad na din ako magano. But I will leave that if this will be changed into bonus. Kasi kanina pinag-usapan din namin ni Sir Marco yan. Okay? Okay? Okay. So anything related to that one. Okay? Raz, yes. Why did you raise your hand, Raz? Okay? Pag-usapan namin ni Sir Marco. Huwag ka mag-alala. Ano yon? Yes. What's the number 6? PAMET President. Meron na? Hala, hindi updated yung nandun sa Wikipedia. Sa Wikipedia ko kinuha yun eh, number. Bakit lahat kayo sinagot ninyo si ano? Number 62. Number 62. Sino na hindi na si Romel F. Saceda? Let me check in Wikipedia. So Wikipedia ako, sir. Sorry naman, President. So we can Luella Virtucio. Yeah. Okay, Luella Virtucio. All right. So it's Luella Virtucio, National President. Okay. So we'll get that one also. Hindi siya bonus, tatanggalin lang siya tapos yung computation ganun. Kaya hindi ako nagwo-worry, huwag kayong mag-alala. Okay? So yung computation nyo pa rin as if you got 100, as if you got a 97 or 96. What was our question earlier, Mel and Lilzo? I asked you guys to yes, wait. Let me show you guys what it looks like so you guys can see for yourselves. Okay? Nasaan na ba 'yan? Google Slides ko. Nasaan na yung histopath lecture ko na yun? Mm-hmm. Fixation yun eh. Fixation. Nasaan na yun? I'll show you guys what it looks like. Nasaan na yun? Nawala yung picture. Hang on a sec, class. I have it here. Where's my picture of that one? It's at the very bottom. Oh, there you go. I found it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So let's see if everybody agrees that it's red. We didn't have so what was that thing that we have to Pamit President and then 94, right? Uh, okay, so this was the one that I was talking to you guys about earlier. Do you guys see it? Okay. Now I want you guys to see if there's blackness in there, right? That's the same one last year, right? So it's red, correct? Red, di ba? Now let's go with Moyo. Red. Red siya, di ba, Moyo? Di ba? Uh-huh. So that's acid hematine. What about you, Mel? Do you think it's dark black? Black? Bluish in any kind of any sort? Is it bluish? Bluish black? Because you were asking me earlier, sir, akala ko brown blackish. Diba? Is it brown? We will brown, pero there is a tinge of red, right? It's brown, but there's a tinge of red, correct? It's not bluish black, right? One of your choices was blue. Read your second choice. What was the second choice again? Bluish black, diba? There's also magenta. There's dark yellow, diba? Magenta is your background, diba? Tama ba, Mel? Magenta is the background, the tissue beneath it. Or bluish is the nuclei, right? Yellowish isn't there. So red-ish. What about you, Rez? What did you answer, Mel? Kung black ang sinasabi. Osmium tetroxide lang ang ang may black sinagot ko. What did you answer, Mel? So black ang sinagot mo. Tama? Yung bluish black ko. Pero last year, pinakita ko na sa'yo dati, di ba? Brownish. Brownish na bluish siya. Brown daw, oh. Nasaan ang choices ko na brown? Wala namang brown. So which one is it closer? Is it bluish black or red? Sa tingin nyo, saan siya closest, class? Sir, sa akin din po black. Nag-base din po ako sa notes sa table nyo last year. Oh. Titingnan natin kung ano. Papakita ko kay Sir Marco yung slide. Tapos, pag ibabawas si Sir Marco. Ibabawas na lang namin. Okay? What about you, Chevy? Si Chevy, hindi ko si Chevy Faith. Si Chevy Faith, parang under scrutiny yung itsura. Nakaganyan siya eh. Parang ginajudge niya eh. Malito si Mel. Si Mel malito. Tsaka si Renmar. Bakit kasi kayo nag-base? Di ba? May pinakita ako dun sa video last year, di ba? I think if I'm not mistaken, I showed it to you guys. It was lecture 2. Chevy, anong sagot mo, Chevy? Redo, di ba? kita mo, kaya ayaw ni Chevy, yung itsura ni Chevy eh. Okay. Kasi di ba, what about si Maria Therese din eh, nakaganon din. Maria Therese, hindi ko student to si Maria Therese eh. Dati, last year. Anong sagot mo, Maria Therese? Red din, oh. Feel ko po kulay bonus. Huwag kang What about Dignos? Sino si Joso? Sino si Joso? Sorry. Ano sagot ni Patrick? Patrick, ano sagot mo? Ano? Che, ayoko ng ganyan. Ako lalo yan hindi magiging bonus. Let's go and ask, Renmar based it on the word hematin, di ba? Hematin. Red usually ang color, di ba? Di ba? What about Chanilu? Chanilu student ko to dati eh. Chanilu, anong sagot mo? Wag kulay bonus sa papaminusan kita, Chanilu. Chanilu, maayos ka na sagot, Chanilu. Ano sa'yo, Chanilu? Bluish black. Sasakaling kita, nasaan ang blue dyan? Nasaan ang blue dyan? Okay. So again, that question was lifted from the BOC manual, and my source for my lecture is the BOC manual, but usually we refer to the pictures, okay? So if we look at the pictures, I should have just put I should have just put the picture there instead of the Chevy. Si Chevy talaga na under scrutiny. Ayaw ni Chevy kasi may point siya eh. At saka si Let's go with Aaron Kirby. Aaron Kirby, what do you see in front of you? Is it bluish brown? Bluish black? Aaron? Before we end the lecture. Bluish brown ba siya? Agree ka na bluish black siya? Let's go with the simplest question. What color do you see first? What is the first color that you see? Because I know you're not gonna answer bluish black. Anong color ang nakikita mo, Kirby? Hindi kita naging student last year. Hindi kita naging student last year, kaya kilala ko kung sino yung mga naging etcho sa akin eh. Blackish red, di ba? Red pa rin ang nakikita ni, si Patrick na ang nagsagot. Red din ang nakikita mo, di ba? Di ba? So red, di ba? Okay. So my students from the past and some of the new students that we have here, they are seeing still something that is red. It is brownish. There's a tinge of brown, but you don't see anything that is black and blue combined together, right? The only black and blue that you see there is the nucleus. Correct? Correct, Chevy? Ayaw ni Chevy sumagot kasi nadidiin siya eh. Ayaw ni Chevy sumagot. Kasi Chevy, ba't ganyan yung itsura mo? Talagang kine-question mo sila eh. Parang ginajudge mo sila eh. Ginaganon mo, nakakainis tong mga to. Ganun eh. Gumaganon-ganon ka kanina eh. Sige, last person. Jeremiah Angelo. I like the picture there eh. Sige, si Daniela Manuel na lang. Daniela, what color do you see? What color lang ha? Wala akong tinatanong na ano. Okay, I rest my case. All right. So there's a red there. Okay. So Mel, Lilzo, and who's the other one? Renmar. I love you as equally as the other people here. However, we're going to go with red. Is that okay, Mel? Okay. We have What about Lilzo? Si Lilzo talagang nagigigil eh. Bumubula yung bunganga ni Lilzo eh. Hindi ako papayag, sir. Pero yung may mga yung pamit question na yan. Okay? Wikipedia ang source ko. Papayag tayo dyan. So, I think papayag. At saka yung sa judiciary.org ni Dexter. Nandiyan ka pala, Dexter. Hindi ka nagsasalita, Dexter. Buhay ka pa pala. Okay? I love you as equally as the new students that we have here, but even Patrick said that he saw red. So, pinahamak kayo ni Patrick. Walang blue. Tumigil ka. Okay, walang blue. Chill ka. Isa lang ang dyan. Ano to? Clarification lang po. Brown-black po kasi yung nasa sa lecture last sem. Correct din po ba yun? I-change namin po yung notes namin na. Yes. That is better. Because you have two sources. Remember, sometimes you have Henry, sometimes you have Strassinger as your sources. It is better that you add more to these lectures, okay? So these lectures could be subjected to scrutiny. I know most of the time they are subjected to scrutiny. But if you hear the word hematin, what do you see? What do you remember? Hematology-wise, it has something to do with brown or red, right? Okay? So, with that in mind, if there's no more violent reaction, child, this is just 1 point. If it was like 15 points, medyo may something si Sir Manuel. This is just 1 point. Si Chevy talaga, oh. Gagalit si Chevy dyan sa mga, ano ba yan, yung 1 point ko, baka ikapasa ko yun. Charet. And I think Sir Marco would remove the PAMET president question. Okay? And this one. So computation wise, you guys would have Rageline, yes, you would just go and add Rageline, right? Is that the correct way to pronounce your name? Anyways, what else? Do you guys have any question aside from acid hematine? Acid hematine. Questions, class. You are open to ano. Pero I always have evidence to back up what I am saying. By the way, that picture that I showed you was from the University of Phoenix in Arizona. Okay, so thank you for them for helping us out. I didn't ask for they didn't get I didn't ask them for permission, but I am shouting out. Anyways, questions, class. Questions. Last na. Wala na? Okay na pa kayo? Okay na po? Wala na. Nagtatanong si Sir Marco kung tapos na eh. Questions, sir? Sir Manuel, paano ba maging kasing pretty nyo, ganon, or kasing pretty ni Renmar? Ganon. Walang ganong mga questions, nakakainis naman itong mga students. Masyadong seryoso sa pag-aaral. Diyos ko. Talagang yung Nasaan na yung kay Dexter? Copy and paste ko yung kay Dexter. Yun yung mga questions na hinahanap namin ni Sir Marco. Okay? What else? Nasaan na yung isa? PAMET president question. Okay. We done, class? Wala na ha? Okay. I will ask, as for previous years, ako lagi ng picture. So class, can you humor me once? Na picture naman class tayo. Paano ginagawa nga ulit yun, Patrick, yung marami? Nakalimutan ko. I will only ask once this semester. Show yourself in the camera. Bye. Huwag kang magtago. Alam ko nandyan ka. Ramadan Kareem, bye. Ayan. Okay? I always ask this is tradition kasi most of the time yung mga nagpapakita sa picture ko, yun yung mga pumapasa at hindi nagiging suki card winners. Okay? So print screen. Thank you, class. Have a wonderful semester. I know I won't be seeing you for the rest of the semester, and I do hope I don't see you next year. Okay? I hope I don't see you guys next year. I hope I see you here. Hoy, wait lang. I hope I see you, the next time I see you, nandito na kayo sa US, okay? Or somewhere else outside the Philippines, okay? Bye. Bye, Mel. Bye, Patrick, Renmar, Gwendolyn, Lilzo,